Hello! Ah, dang it, Emerald.
That's not my fault.
No, it's your fault. You're the only
off.
one. How dare you?
I wasn't told. I don't have it.
How dare you, Emerald?
I didn't know this was a costumed event.
How dare you?
I'm cute. Fuck you.
I was thinking I didn't have to change anyone's thing because we didn't do anything, but then I remember that I was looking at your thing and then I changed it in my own side because I'm a dumbass. Let's go.
Let's go.
Did we get like a Emerald VTuber model or something? What happened?
No, it's just his little cute little guy. His cute little guy. Now he's the other cute little guy.
VTuber.
Now he's the other cute little guy.
It's so small.
Good job, you did it. Hey guys, we are here in the times of the kingdoms of hearts, heart kingdom, heart, light, darkness, heart.
Darkness, light, darkness.
Wherever there is light, there is darkness. But wherever there is darkness, there is light. So you're saying that with the power of friendship, that's right, Sora. There will be light and dark. But dark and light? I know.
I fucking hate the story.
I like that sometimes we don't even have to roleplay at all because I know Will's got my back.
Almost sitting here just like, what the fuck kind of game are we
Hey guys,
playing?
I'm Axel. Everyone cheers. Okay, that's it.
All right,
Everyone
bye.
cheers.
Okay, but
Hi.
hey, I'm
do
Axel. I'm gonna have 15 minutes of cutscene and do fucking nothing.
Hi, I'm Axel. Got it memorized? Ha ha
You said the thing.
ha.
Do something important.
He
Fuck
did.
you.
He had.
More than the one thing.
He.
He saved Sora.
So is everyone. Woo! Good for you.
Look,
You
Anthony.
did it cooler than anyone else. Fuck
Yeah.
off.
Let me have my bi threesome, okay?
Ollie does see ice cream and sit on the beach.
Yes.
You don't
Actually,
fucking
it's not the
do
beach.
shit about the ice cream. You don't say shit about the ice cream.
I insult
You
the
have
ice
no
cream,
right.
insulting him.
You have no right.
Yes, what is
He
Kingdom Hearts
is-
about?
Scrooge's #1 customer, and you will respect him.
I don't even respect
Scrooge. Because I think I'm lost.
You're fine. Everything's fine,
Okay.
Fomal.
The last
All
time I
right.
respected Scrooge when he was voiced by David Tennant.
All
I
right.
like that one.
The best
All
one.
right.
Yeah.
We are gonna start things off, but before we do, as I mentioned before, and the reason I want to get things started right now is because we have an announcement. We have mentioned it for the past several weeks, but we are going to be moving the stream next week. Oh my God, what are you doing?
We are being doggies.
Oh my God.
I think they did not like Anthony's hot take on Axel.
Fuck them. But not in a sexual way.
Maybe the
Like-
sexual way?
Like the garbage disposal way.
Emerald, we're talking about the dogs.
I'm back.
I don't know if he is.
Welcome back.
Stupid fucking dogs. Anyway, what I was saying is, for a little bit of time, we are going to be switching things over to YouTube. Just to see how things kind of are reacting over there. We'll do it for around a month or so just to see how things go, unless things go really fucking well, and then we'll probably keep it there. But we are going to be going over there for a little bit just to check some stuff out. We are going to be keeping how we usually do things, so I will do the stream there, but I also will do the recording because the recording comes out in higher quality a lot of the time, and we don't have to worry about like the stream acting up and losing stuff forever. So I will probably do the stream. We'll keep the stream up for a couple of days, and then I will get rid of it to put the recording out, or I'll just get rid of it immediately. I don't know. We'll see how things kind of go. We'll have to figure out how things work on that side, but I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll get things going there. It'll be neato. Big neat. Big good neat. But that's not here or there. Once we start
it is
things
here.
off.
We are here.
No, right now it's here, but then it'll be there.
Oh, okay.
But you see,
Yeah.
a big thing will mean that we won't be able to get fleetings over there.
Yep.
Oh,
You guys are
Oh.
fucked.
we're fucked.
Actually, I'm interested
Quick,
in this
donate
timeline.
as
I
much as
wonder
you
where this
can
could go.
today.
I want to go back to this
Wait,
timeline. I
can
want to
we
go
do
back. I want to see us fail 5 rolls.
You're fucked. Everyone's fucked.
I'm pretty sure we could still do fleeting.
You're fucked.
Like, the donation thing is not a Twitch thing.
It's not a
that's- no,
donation
yeah.
thing. It's the channel points, Will.
Oh.
Yeah. Nerd.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Nerd.
Wait a minute. I'm fucked.
Will's like,
Oh,
I
well,
barely
I'm
use
used to
those
it.
anyway. Will's like, I usually tell people not to give me fleetings anyway.
Listen, I
have
Dwarf
nothing
Fortress.
to lose.
I played Dwarf Fortress. Come at me.
But yes, so we'll see how things go next week. If they go terribly in the first week, maybe we'll immediately revert it. Who knows? But we will remind you guys as we get closer to that day again. All that being said, that'll be neato. And hopefully I won't have a random dog barking at my dog through the gate of the different like freaking doorways, and then them trying to attack each other through gates because dogs are dogs and they're dumb.
I agree. Isn't that right, Zion? Oh, Zion's sleeping.
Zion is like they have too much skin in the game. They can't have an opinion.
Yeah, Zion is very conscious of this and is pretending to sleep.
Also, you got a fleeting despite you. It says Muna despite
Shit.
Will.
Shit. I'm gonna have to use it.
Speaking of using it, let's go ahead and get into the thing. What?
Can I use my fleeting for my sleep?
Sure.
Alright, I fleet to see if my sleep is good.
Nope.
You fail.
You failed your fleet. You did it. You suck.
Yes! I have nightmares and will die.
You still have your fleeting.
Oh.
Who wants to tell us what happened last time?
All right, let me open the page.
Oh shit! Someone volunteered because they know that fate's against them.
Fate's
If-
against them. I'm against them.
Instead of fighting fate with their game, Fummel's fighting with guns.
Well, the
and
best
a
part
knife.
about volunteering for it is I give you extra spillations when you
I was
volunteer.
saying, now I'm getting paid
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. When you volunteer, I give you extra shit, maybe.
The benefits are piling up.
Yeah.
Also, I have sure hope so, because I had to go back and like get a notepad for this one.
Oh yeah, this one's fucking rough. Good luck. Good
Yeah,
fucking
like-
luck, dude.
Like, I
So
realized when
anyway.
you said something to me and I didn't hear you, and then you went on mute, I'm like, I suddenly know what they're doing.
I was earlier will be like, hey, hold on, I'm sorry I'm not answering you right now. I'm kind of watching the recap. He's like, what are you saying? I went on mute. Anyway.
I hope you have good fucking luck, and if you can cover
I don't
most
need luck.
points.
I literally watched the session and wrote it down. You can't do
I don't
shit
even
to
know.
it.
I don't even know if you can get it all just from that.
That is true.
But
Anyway.
pop off. Let's go.
All right. So last time in Kingdom Hearts, I don't have a good title for
You've
this. so
already
I guess
fucked
we
with
could
it.
use-
You've already fucked it up. No, I'm playing. Keep
Yeah,
going.
that's it. That was
You
the important
fucked
part.
with my
Sorry, I'm sorry.
vision.
Last time in Kingdom Hearts Sex System Edition.
There you go.
Yeah!
Very early on, in a scene that took me 3 seconds to write down, it begins the realm by very legit potions that actually are pretty legit. From a
Yeah.
very legit man, Mr. Saul Goodman himself, John Everymans.
No, like, that's not weird. That's not the guy we were going up against.
No.
Yeah,
it's pretty weird.
He's a different guy. He's
I'm a
million
different guy.
siblings.
I'm a whole
Yeah.
different man's. Every
It's a whole
man's.
different man's. That's why it's called Every Man's, because
Yeah.
there's everyone in every man's.
It's also my last name.
It is also his last name.
That's also why I'm called it.
Yeah, that does help. Hibiki smells a lot of potions and finds out all sorts of useful effects. And every man has to look at him real hard to see if he should raise the prices or not, because really he's been putting shit together and finding out if it works. Apparently some stuff is worth more than others. The jury's still out, but still Hibiki comes up with a lot of potions from it.
I heard Yuri.
Yeah,
Every
he
time
got
you-
Yuri out of it. Anyway,
Every
the whole
time you
team
buy
goes
5
back-
potions, he increases his prices for all of his potions.
he increases
silly
his Yuri
mans.
for all of his potions.
Yeah.
It's not magic, it's capitalism.
Yeah.
Anyway, the whole team goes back to Mancha and it's like, hey, you know how we were talking about maybe making a map? Would you help us like with designing a map of this place for no particular reason? We're there, they were very nice and promise nothing bad's ever gonna happen. And it's like, well, I can't make you a map because, you know, no images, but I guess I can draw you a line in the little sand. And he took a little stick and he grabbed the stick and he's like, all right. So in no particular order, except it is in order because I watched it in semi-order. Things that we discovered. There's an escape door in a supply room. This will become a recurring thing. He kind of loves his escaping rooms for escaping.
Yeah.
This one goes out to the north this way. So that one is an escape room for an escape line. It goes away.
Yeah.
There is indeed a treasury somewhere along this line where there is this table where we found the coin. And it is apparently very big. Oh, there we go. That's the one.
Yeah.
It is apparently very big, and we assume that, I mean, if it's so big, he did mention that it was apparently because he was expecting it to have expansion, but maybe he does have something really big to keep in there. That is mostly our assumption, but we can probably believe there's something in there. There's an inner barracks and an outer barracks, as you can see here and here. These are barracks. Technically, the outer barracks is talked about later, but it was not particularly huge to mention out of it, so I'm putting them together in this time. I'm breaking the continuity because they're both related to there being guards. Also, there's a little basement in the inner one that has some weaponry.
There it is.
I should be using red. Red does kind of drive the manicness. Yeah, there's the basement, and there's some weaponry. And there's some stuff, and they have stuff in here, and also they have little beds upstairs, but that's obviously gonna have to live there. There is a little doorway near the shrine that has a heavily magic door. Much magic. This is a pretty easily protected area. And we're like, well, wonder where it leads. Don't worry, we'll find out later. So I mean, just tap back down, please.
I was trying to get the other one got out of.
All right, come on.
I'm going.
You can do it. But then, I mean, it leads to the family graveyard, and also another fucking escape room. Because why the fuck would it not?
You
We'll
gotta
come
have
back
so
to
many
this one
escape
later.
rooms.
There's so many. He loves to escape.
Much escape.
Frankly, as Mancha mentioned, with the amount of basements that were built by private contractors, one would fucking think that this place is basically 3 miles away from falling and crumbling into itself.
You know
That's
what
why
it
they call it a
reminds me
basement.
of? You know what it reminds me of? Remember that one documentary we watched that had those white people in Africa that plan to escape if ever they're attacked, but no one plans to attack them?
Oh yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, that's what this
I mean,
is.
we're literally planning to attack them, but go on.
Well, yeah, but that's because fuck this guy.
We'll get to his crimes later. Give me a moment. Yeah, it's a door. It's a magic door with what we later will assume is dragon magic. We'll get that in a minute. They have a guest house. It is large. We thought that there was a chance that our very monkey-laden friend was perhaps in this area, but we later figured out through basic descriptions of rooms that it's probably not the case. But it is a very tall place. You could see people for here if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Talking
use
about
your
where a
eyeballs and
monkey
look
may
at
lay.
things.
Oh, there's the guards. talking about where a monkey may lay, she's actually not in the guest room. She's in something that we've lovingly come to talk the wife holding room.
It's
There
where
it
you
is.
hold your
There's the wife
wives.
holding room. Is the room for holding wife. Just one.
One at a time.
It's kind of a busy room. The walls are thick as shit. The soundproofing is amazing, and there's no interior plumbing. In case you tried to escape for there or something.
It
I
has
guess.
a poop hole.
It has a poop. It's not even a poop hole. I mean, I guess you poop in there, so it is a poop hole, but you have to go in there and clean it. So people go in here a lot to try and clean it, because, you know, you probably don't want to just leave it there. That's kind of like a bad health hazard to just leave there. Underneath it, there is a sitting room for sitting.
People sit here.
Yep.
There's a
It's
bear.
a normal room.
He's sitting.
It's a normal room where you sit and where you can sit down. And at this point, we're like, well, we have a bunch of ideas, but we don't know where this weird closet thing could be. So we're like, who do we know who could maybe know where a closet is? And then together, and by that I mean somehow Zorel figures out we know someone who literally lived here. And we go find Rosa, and it's like, come on, we need to hold this wife to bring her to the wife holding room.
But she was too gaslit to understand what was going on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll get there in a minute. Anyway, this special closet that she's not allowed to go into. This special closet is just like, you know, a shrine to the god Cherished of vampires and blood and murder and blood rituals.
Not murder.
And, blood, and murder.
All the
and
other things,
killing.
yes.
Technically, I'm closer to murder.
The
Not that I'm
Great
keeping
Fading
track.
Dragon. It's a really weird name when you consider it, but I mean, I guess like mythologically, Fays are known to do some weird shit with blood sometimes. It's not like their primary thing, though. Point is, Rosa mentions that she has the blood, at least in theory, of this fella, of the Great Fairy Dragon, and also her entire family. Speaking of her entire family, the reason why they're so fucking rich is because their entire family, again, they all worship the blood guy. And they were like, you know what would please the blood guy? More blood. And they all fucking killed each other. And I guess by abstinence, these guys won. At least just by default ranking. So they're just like, well, we'll just take everything else. We'll just take everything else, and we'll just, we're rich now. We took everyone's combined wealth. We've achieved reverse socialism.
We'll get normal socialism soon enough, darlings.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Anyway, talking about mom and dad, they're dead. They were mysteriously murdered.
All right, it really sucks. It happened on his 18th birthday too.
Yeah, that was weird.
That must have been a really sucky birthday.
Yeah, he couldn't even celebrate his birthday. He was like, man,
Yeah,
it's my birthday. Anyway, you've got 2 weeks to grieve, and then you're becoming my wife.
He was crying streamers and music.
We have 2 weeks to grieve, then you're becoming my wife, little girl. Who is my sister.
She was like 12. She was like 12. In case you guys couldn't do the math, it was a 6-year difference. She was 12.
We're brother and sister. Step brother and sister.
Stop! There is 1 degree of relation, and I hope to bring it even closer with your blood. He did, at least we allegedly presume, that he did some kind of blood ritual that was a tradition thing with her, and she fucking passed out, and he has her blood. That was the thing. I mean, she is fine. She's doing better than like the 4 other wives in all consideration. By the way, those are dead too.
Yeah, 4 out
presumably
of
after
4 out of
taking
6.
their blood.
4 out of 6
4
have
out of
been dead.
6. Only Suzu, which is another one that we'll get to in a minute, and Rosa. Those are the 2. Those are the 2 that we have. The rest are dead for unrelated reasons. I'm sure it was malaria or something. You know,
Yeah.
just a bad day to have some sort of bad day to have blood overall.
Bad time.
Bad day. Turns out he's been lying about every name that we've been given.
Whoa!
Turns out she is not actual Princess Diana, Queen Elizabeth's dead sister, or
That
or
coincidentally
the Roman
also
god of the hunt.
Christ
She's the
Street.
Greek lord of the hunt.
Yeah.
Her name's Artemis.
Yeah. It still
And
says
she's
Diana
not a
on her token.
princess against all words.
Yeah.
Again, the lies are ripe in this call. She doesn't talk a lot to him. She, Rosa believes that, you know, it's like because she's the first light, the first wife, the first waifu, she has a better ability to talk to her brother, and probably not because of the blood thing. Although personally, I think that she's just doing it because she knows better. Frankly, don't talk to the cops. Continuing. Yeah, that's the blood magic. What else? I'm looking through everything.
Look
There
at
you
your
go.
notes
There's a little
after the cop
passageway.
joke.
There's
Which one?
It's like make cop joke, pause for laugh, continue.
You let it sink in. There is a passageway that presumably people go about near this demon statue, this innocuous demon statue
Yeah.
for demons.
Look at that nice demon statue.
People love coming through here, but she's not allowed to go anywhere, and she's perfectly fine with that. Must be a brotherly thing, I don't know.
Sus.
Must have weasels and oh wait, weasels
Must
are
have
cute.
weasels.
Must have the munchkin.
Too many weasels.
Yeah, too many
Rosa
weasels.
mentions a little bit about Zuzuru, which comes from a land of like elves and magic and shit, and she's an elf consequentially because of that. And not like, I mean, she is a warrior, but she's not a warrior from the sands like we've been told before. Again, another one of his lies. He cannot get getting away with this. He's erasing women.
I can't let them know that I just dressed her like that because I'm sussy.
I just like seeing women in armor.
And it's like seeing their battle skirts.
I just want their battle skirts. And
Battle
she like
skirts are great.
used to talk, and she used to talk to Rosa, and then she stopped talking to Rosa, and then Rosa felt a little bit sad. By the way,
Aw.
Rosa can really feel emotions like a normal person.
Yeah, they feel them very, very tinily. Very little. Only
Again,
they don't have bad
no
emotions
wonder
anymore.
she's so easily gaslit. Also, sometimes when she says things like, "Hey, is your brother adopted? Does he have blood?" She can't say them. We don't know what that means, all things considered. But I mean, I guess
Totally.
she can say yes and no with her head.
Yeah.
Continuing with the things, we find out there's like a little museum. There's also this area over here, which is like it has a little piano and stuff. It's nice.
Yeah, it's a nice little area.
It's a nice
There's a
area. But up
museum.
here is where here's the little little museum area, and also a bed where you used to be in. There's a hole. I'm sure you have figured out there is a hole here.
What?
Yeah, it is not a rubble display. It is actually a hole. The hole can be entered and it can be I mean, it can't really be you get the point. Turns out that there was some sort of creature in here, and that creature has been here for longer than the Heartless thing has been happening. But when the Heartless thing happened, the creature kind of made whole, took out. And, Rosa and Zuzuru would have not been in a great shape out of it. But thankfully, Zuzuru used some light and some kind of light magic. And it's like, no, go away. And that's the reason why Rosa was at least alive when we found her.
So I just wanna bring up, because this is one of the only things you guys didn't piece together last time. We'll get to that in a second. But they said that the thing reached in to grab them and then was blasted by Suzuru, which we'll get into that in a second too, because the naming thing's weird. But one thing you guys like didn't put together is that thing was kind of a together thing, but now it's all in pieces for some reason.
Oh
Man, girl fucking blasted it.
Girl fucking blasted it.
Speaking of that thing, we found all of its parts in many places, covered by Heartless, wearing big hats and big bells. And maybe the bigger hat will show up one day. The point is, they've been kind of not together, but slowly they're coming back here, even though people keep insisting that they're not. Presumably by this pool, the pool water.
They heard a splash. You really think that it's that pool? It's so tiny.
I will go.
It's pretty big, all things considered.
It's just a little thing. It's just a little guy.
It's not that little.
Just a little guy. I would never do it.
Well, look at the bed.
It would only fit
at the
like.
pool.
Look, it can't even fit Chaos Side in it.
I mean, if you dislocate all of your bones, you can get in there, I think.
I don't know if they have bones to like
That's
do
the
things
goal.
with.
That's
I think
the
they're just
goal, my
rubber.
friend. They can just make a little line. Point is, the bitch got blasted. And it is not together anymore. We might slowly be making it together or not. Who's to say? Dika's to say.
I am to say.
Continuing on with the big line. I wrote so much. Also, apparently one of them was farming bloodroot or something in the mountains. I'm sure that has nothing to do with all of the blood or anything.
Nah.
It would never. Okay, Hall.
Are there like
Hall.
7 roots? But there's 7 fucking roots in that tunnel.
Don't think about it too much. You start counting.
There were fucking 7 of them weren't there.
Anyway, while another revelation is being had during this extremely long ass recap.
It's great. I love it.
It's a great day. We all sit here and go, well, this is fun. You're definitely gaslit. Oh, there you go. I had to jump because I had to speak something else. Oh yeah, we talked a little bit about Ali, Hibiki's acquaintance. And it's like, oh yeah, the Countess. And it's like, oh yeah, she's some kind of business partner. And it's like, oh, well, who is she? And it's like, well, I can't talk about that. And it's like, well, what is she doing? Does she the Countess of it? It's like, oh, well, I don't know. I just go here. I would never talk
man.
about.
I don't know.
I don't know. I talk about politics. I just get gaslit by my brother.
I just get gaslit by my brother husband.
by my brother husband.
My brusband.
I just miss my friend. My friend. Chips.
Diko made the most hateable character, guys.
Again, I do love that we're going by just combining the 3 previous ones.
Oh, it goes even further. I messaged Lindo the other day, and it's so funny how much like certain hated characters in all of my games are connected in some ways through either blood,
like the Voltron.
through either blood or genetic manipulation.
Oh my god.
Again, this is a Voltron. This is like. Anyway. Oh no, the Pokemon one too. What did I?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
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 Not only that, but NetNavi too, kind of. If you look at Dr. Blues.
All we need to find out is that he sent a bunch of people into the ocean and let them drown. And then he's either got a connection to 5 stars.
It was his boat.
It was his boat. It was his boat, dude. Okay, anyway, come on.
Yeah.
Getting to the summit, we're almost done. At least by the stuff that I had written down.
Yeah.
After examining all this information, we're like, man, this place is fucked. This sucks. Gilgamesh is like, alright, Macho, I need weapons now. We're going to cause so many illegal things, but also you didn't hear that. But also we're telling you, for unrelated reasons, we are making weapons. Don't worry about it. I'm looking around so you can have deniability. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna make you one. But just make sure that you say out loud that you're paying me for it so that my son doesn't explode and die and kill himself and kill you.
I'm going to do the
like,
good
well,
gaslighting on my son.
I'm gonna gaslight my... See, it's good if it benefits. Anyway,
It's good
Uh,
if they're not a woman.
Muna walks over to Michelle, and it's like, Michelle, do you know anything about these people? Could you find me something? And it's like, well, I'm not really sure. People come from a lot of places and have a lot of power. But, you know, you're just not really worried about this kind of stuff. So, you know, if you needed power to accomplish for your bonds, I could use my energy to give you a little spell. And then she went, okay. And he's like, okay, but I might have to give you a misfortune or something. And she's like, okay. And then he got so electrocuted so bad that he exploded, but he's fine. And then Muna also got so exploded that she nearly died.
Demise.
So, all things considered, I didn't know that there was a second clause in that was like, okay, I can let you take a spell, but I'm gonna get cancer now, all right? And it's like, okay, understood.
That was Hibiki's thing. Come on.
We can all get cancer together.
And also, Moon is assuming the light was friendship.
I like to think that it's friendship. Smile. When it's after Michelle explodes, he will need to recover for a little bit because, you know, it's not every day that he explodes every day, but he doesn't explode so far as that every day. The team sits down for a little bit. It's like, all right, what do we do now? And Philly shows up and it's like, all right, campers.
All right, campers.
Campers.
I need to make that. I need to fucking
Make an
study
NPC for
him.
him.
I need to study him so I can do his mannerisms. All right,
All
campers.
Let's not go immediately in there and explode and die. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the last.
It's time to kill the Neo Shadow.
No, he's at the fucking he's at the Keyblade wielder place. And he goes, okay, master.
Okay, masters. I need to make him a Keyblade master.
He's the guy we get our Keyblade training from.
That's the voice.
He's Booya's master.
That's the voice I give Booya's master. Yeah.
Booyah. Not
Attention,
cool,
Keyblade
dude.
wielders.
Here you
Not
go.
One
cool,
of
guys.
you being homophobic. Not cool, dudes.
Here you go. Here's Scott. Here's Chris McLean in organization robes.
Fuck off, what?
Throw that in the KH chat right now.
He's got the yellow.
Throw that in the KH chat right now. There you go. Perfect.
There we go. There's no context. There's no spoilers here.
There's no spoilers.
Unless
here.
it
Doesn't mean
ends up
anything.
being one day. Who knows?
All right, Camp. Okay, all right. Point is, Philly goes, you know, there's two things that can be figured out here. Number one, if she isn't so bothered with the whole blood magic and the fact that she's still alive, she might be a little bit immune to the thing. By she, I mean Rosa. So, you know, take that into consideration. Number two, have any of you realized that if you walk in there right now, you will immediately explode and die? I'm not gonna tell you twice. I would like a body between now and the end of time, and if you guys die, I'll have to wait a lot more time.
Poor Philippe.
So please don't kill yourselves. Go do something else. I'm gonna go back into the beard now. and then after that, we all said, shit, we probably shouldn't just march in there with zero plan or continuation. Let's go train. And while we have Muna recover from her cancer, the team is going to go train. And that's what happened last game.
Hey. Other than that, there was several revelations that happened at the end of last game.
There were
several
lot.
things. Does anybody want to tell me what revelations? And if you get the if you get the revelation correct, I will give you 2 spalations, because I'm about to give Fomal 4 spalations for that. Thank you, Fomal. Oh, that was very good.
Thank you.
Here's 4 spalations. But if you guys remember,
I couldn't watch was the end of game because I had to show up here.
If you guys remember any of those revelations, I'll give you 2 spalations each. I can't believe you guys.
I'm thinking so hard now.
I cannot believe you.
I'm drawing.
You guys were
something
so
important.
excited at the end of stream.
I know.
I hate all of you.
Nico, fuck off. I've had a bad week.
I hate all of you.
I'll kill
Every
you.
one of you.
Especially me.
That's fine. We don't need you know, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We don't need to know. People at home don't need to know either. Nobody needs to
You
know.
guys can go watch it again or something. I don't know.
I mean, one of them happened after the thing was over, so they'll never know that one.
We'll never
That
know.
was
We'll
just
never
for that was
remember.
just for the people that were in the stream that time.
I remember there was a revelation of the blood roots. There was a revelation of
What was it, Will? What was the revelation of the blood roots?
that with all this blood absorbing stuff and everything going on, that the blood roots, the blood roots might be related to this whole thing. Like, I was mostly observing while Anthony and Emerald were like, "Holy shit!"
I'll give you that one, Will. So you guys are around the blood area, and you guys are always wondering about those blood roots and the fact that there was some things around them, and you're like, blood. Oh shit, there was blood there.
Oh wait, there was one I did.
Yeah.
I realized that if we stayed there, it wasn't Zarel that was gonna be in trouble. It was gonna be Gilgamesh.
There's another 2 for you.
Yeah, that was the one I realized.
Because
Like,
this dude's apparently taking blood
He loves
around from
blood.
dragons and shit, and it's like,
He
oh,
loves dragon blood.
it wasn't Zarel or Hibiki that would have been fucked. It would have been Gilgamesh.
He doesn't give a shit about me. Like, I am nobody to him. Literally, I'm a nobody.
No, you're not. Those haven't shown up yet.
Literally. Not. I mean, I guess. Yeah. Like.
Yeah.
Fucking, I could die.
Any other ones? Any other ones, my dudes?
I'm trying to remember.
I
I'm
believe in
trying
you.
so hard.
I believe in you so much. Will, you've already proven yourself. You've proven yourself, and I love you for it. Great job.
Yay.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess we can keep going.
Yeah, that was everything. We have no more revelations for today.
Nah. Go watch
did we
the
Try
last
one
stream.
more revelation. I'm almost done.
Oh yeah, go
Did-
ahead.
Did we talk about how the only reason there's no Heartless is because guard armor keeps scaring them off?
Yeah, there you go. I'll give you another
There we
one.
go. Perfect.
And the moment guard armor's dead is probably the moment every person in this mansion and surrounding area will be consumed.
The best part for me from last game was just you guys realizing all of these things in quick succession and freaking out, and it was great.
Oh yeah,
It was the first time that we all figured like a whole thing in like a 5-hour session. Usually what
puzzle
we do is we
piece-
figured half of it, then you tell us the other half, and the rest we never figure out.
The puzzle piece slid into play, and as soon as it happened, everyone's like, wait.
Oh,
Wait!
we need to put an asterisk here. Foma was asleep.
That is true.
Yeah.
At the very end, there was some sleepy times.
If I remember right, I don't remember if this is during the game or during the part that wasn't recorded. Rosa was probably resistant because she had the blood of the dragon in her to the blood ritual that happened to her. So
That was mentioned
Things-
during recap, but I'll give you one
Yeah.
for that.
yeah,
'Cause that
I
was
only
a
remember
revelation.
That, 'cause that was a revelation at the
Yeah.
end. Yeah.
Don't worry, Aggie. I did. I put it over here. I was gonna get into that as soon as we're done with revelations. Don't you worry.
So far, he's killed like 7 people.
Kinda.
Kind of. Fucking.
You guys have most of them. You're good. Everything's fine. Everything's good. Good job, guys. Good job. But yeah. There was a couple of other things that were brought together, but we'll let you guys remember those or have fresh exclamations of them whenever you remember or realize them later. I think that would be super funny for me.
Oh
I
yeah.
love saying them again.
It'll be super funny and fun for me, so it'll be great. But with all that being said, while we were doing the recap, there was a $60 donation from Aggie. It says, I
Aggie.
sense a severe lack of madness in this place. To the great King Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh has now a little karma token. I gave it to him during the recap, but he has it right here. He's right there. Technically, he has this one over here too, and I'm not sure if that one's in play or not, or if he used it. I don't think he used it though, so he has 2. Good job, Gilgamesh, with your 2.
Thank you.
But yes, thank you guys very much for recaps, for doing good jobs with them. I pat you on head. And while we are doing game today, if anybody wants to go over and start erasing some lines, you can over here.
All right.
You don't have to, Fumble.
I'm too afraid to hit the blank places.
Go ahead. I'll bring out my tiny room. No one appreciates me in this house.
Yeah, I'm not done. It's an abomination until it's done.
I see. But yes, as we come back into things, Muna has to veg out for the day, so they can bypass the negative effects of the karma card that they have been essentially forced to undertake in.
Just understand, I'm sleeping beautifully.
Go ahead.
If anyone watches me sleep, they need to roll to see if they're not like entranced by me. That's the word.
No. But I did mention last time that technically the doom, or the demise, I mean, is supposed to do more than what it did. But because of where you guys are at, we couldn't actually do that. Technically, the neutral effect of the demise card is you lower your shield and HP. You get rid of your shield. You lower your HP to 1, and you cannot do any kind of actions. You're basically a sitting duck until you take a long rest. So that's a big thing. However, you were supposed to take the negative effect of it, which is a malicious force senses your weakness and a tough encounter starts. But because you guys are inside of the barrier, you guys didn't have to worry about any kind of.
They're gonna have to wait outside.
Nope, you guys just kind of bypass the fight. It's whatever. It's fine. You did take a bit of damage, however. You did take a big old load of damage.
You don't have like the evil monkey outside just waiting, like I'm going to be in a counter.
Nah, it's fine. You were protected by light or some shit. I guess that sets up a precedent of if you're going to use your fate cards, use it inside of the light. But I'm pretty sure you guys wouldn't meta that. So.
Oh, I won't. In fact,
It also feels very weird and inconvenient. It's like, hold on, I need to travel 5 miles back home.
It's like, yeah, we would never do that. I activate both my fate cards. But yes. With that being said, you guys, other than Muna, will now have a time to go around. I need to freaking drop this out because I keep dropping it out and it doesn't stay away. This song keeps getting bad things happen to us on the YouTubes. I keep removing it and it doesn't stay away. I don't know why. I guess there's just so many versions of it that I put onto the thing. But it's gone now. We can't hurt us anymore. Gilgamesh, Zarel, and Hibiki, you guys are going to try to train today. Do some kind of preparations you guys can do to be able to set off tomorrow whenever Muna's feeling better. I would like to know during this morning / almost noon-ish time that's around here, what exactly do you guys want to do? Who do you guys want to chat with? And how would you guys like to attempt to get yourselves in a better condition to go and tackle the stuff going forward? Nobody speak at once. It's fine.
Yeah, so you're like, okay, who's gonna go first? Well,
That's a good question. Who here would I even
I
want to talk to
personally
about
was
that?
thinking about maybe just going to sorry, I'm not doing the Sorrel voice. Well, I suppose we were thinking about what to do. Perhaps it would be well, just saying, perhaps it would be good to inform Tor about this information. Perhaps they would be willing to give us a little bit more aid if they knew this man was what would be the worst man I've ever known, and that's a very low bar, honestly.
It's a very low bar for you, and you're not wrong. Also, I kind of want to know what crimes she thinks of he's done. She's never actually explained that.
Well, I figured it was some sort of what Muna keeps calling, what do they say, systemic inequality?
Oh, you're learning.
Mm.
You're not sleeping, Will. You just have to hang out. You just woke up from sleeping.
She's role-playing sleeping. She's actively snoring.
You just feel like shit is all.
Well, not after that. Thumbs up to Zero.
Perhaps we... Unless you want to
And
train with her or somebody that's over there, that might be
there's
something...
plenty of people there that would be worth training with, but I believe you wanted to train with someone here? I mean, I do believe that Ragnar had made his way here. If either of you are looking for a trainer, I don't know if he's doing that. He did mention his dojo. I don't know if that place is standing at the moment. If you could please speak to me.
I'm sorry, I'm
The
thinking.
wind is getting me in my head.
Yeah, I did want to talk to him about anything he could teach us at this point. It might not be the dojo, but I mean, there's plenty of room.
Well,
And then there's
why don't you go ask him? He
hmm.
seems like a nice guy with his nice red coat, and long hair.
I know that we haven't talked to that one woman yet that's got like the bandages. She was here before us, trying to get inside the place. She might be someone, maybe. I don't know. We didn't really talk to her.
Yeah, the bomb lady.
And of course, there's the ever. There's also the warden, Michelle's warden, that might be able to teach someone something. Maybe if you get through several lines of dialogue with her to get to that point.
Lines of dialogue.
She's very hard to talk to.
I'm sorry that you're having to deal with someone who you don't like very much.
Like, it's not that. Okay, so
You guys also haven't seen them today.
we also haven't seen them today.
She
Yeah.
exploded.
Okay, she exploded.
She is not
She don't
around
hear.
all the time.
She's actually in a bush in completely green clothing.
Why the hell would
waiting
she-
for us to leave?
Why would she not be here all the time? People want to kill her.
Yep.
For
They
fun.
weren't
Yeah.
they weren't here whenever you guys first got here either, were they?
She loves the thrill of the fight.
There are only certain times that they are around.
What a thrill.
Well, what say you, Gilgamesh?
Mm. The only person we've yet to have an extended conversation with was that one over there. As he points off to this person, it's Captain.
Oh, the captain.
Boy. Hmm.
Oh, he's a pretty nice guy. I talked to him before.
Mm.
I figure if we were looking for someone to train our brawn with, he wouldn't be a bad pick. I mean, considering the other options, I think it's a good person to ask. Speaking of him, by any chance in our travels, have any of you seen any kind of controlled device on the floor, or perhaps on a Heartless?
What?
Not yet.
He had mentioned that he had lost an item that was some sort of gummy block item with a button on it, which I assume is some sort of control that controls remotely of some kind.
There's power like that here.
I don't know what it controls. I'm just saying it's a thing with a button, and it surely controls what they call a goober, perhaps.
A goober.
God damn it. No, I can't say I've seen anything like that yet.
Well, if you happen to talk to him, it would be I would much appreciate if you could figure out what this is supposed to actually entail. I don't actually know what I'm looking for. I just know that it's a gummy block thing, and I don't know its size or why a Heartless would have it, or where in the world would it be. It's a lot of very big questions.
If it's got a button, it's probably like about big enough to fit in your hand at least. Probably couldn't be much bigger than that either.
They're most likely, Hibiki, from what you are hearing, describing some kind of remote control, yes, or some kind of device like that. So you wouldn't expect it to be extremely big.
Yeah.
Definitely hand-sized.
Definitely hand-sized. Smaller than like a... Definitely small, just a little bit smaller than like a book.
If they make it too small, then obviously there's the chance of it breaking or it accidentally being used. If they make it too big, it gets rid of portability. So it's most likely some kind of remote control or some kind of thing. Some kind of hand thingy.
Which I've not seen at all yet.
Nope.
I'll keep an eye out for that when we're out doing stuff.
Thumbs up.
There is one thing I've been curious of, but I don't think I'll be able to go there anytime soon. If any of you want to check it out for me, but if you're all too busy, that's understandable.
Oh, for you, we're never too busy. What is it?
Well, there was mention of someone that declares themselves a god. Perhaps they could be of service to us.
You know that is most likely very far away. That is most likely very far away in these big mountains over here.
I like the idea of it being like, hey, can you guys go to the?
That's like a trip. That's like an arc in itself.
You know, how about Hibiki says, that's like in the mountains, right?
That's like in the mountains, right?
Oh.
That's like
never mind.
That's like very far away.
Yeah.
They're hurting right now. They don't.
It's okay, Muna. It's okay.
It's like you guys got to go this way to get to there, and if we take that same line, it's like 2 of those away, and then you mountain climb.
I was in a more prairie area, so I'm not used to all these mountains.
But yeah, you guys seem like you have some people around here. You might want to ask about doing some trainings. Maybe they can do it immediately, or maybe they'll ask you to come back a little bit later to do stuff.
What about that Prescott fellow? He could teach one of you how to use that gun.
That bullshit of him.
Yeah.
I guess it depends how many he has. I can't imagine he has a lot of them on him. Though, I mean,
His pants fall over and like the Fallout inventory shows up and his pants just keep dropping in like AR-15s.
Speaking of Prescott, you guys would know he is over by the captain at this point.
Even
they're
then,
hanging
he
out.
could
They're
teach you
chilling.
how to use that gun magic.
right, magic.
Hibiki, it's your time.
Do I go for the gun, or does Gilgamesh want to go for the gun? Do you want to go for gun, Fu, Anthony?
Gungamesh.
Gun.
Dude, Dragon Breath unlocked. Speaking of Dragon Breath, I finished the picture.
Alright, I'll come look. That poor man's.
He deserves every bit of this.
Fucking get him, boy.
The Muna eye, the breath, Zarel just happy, smashing about to stop on his face.
At first I was gonna put like an angry expression, then I'm like, no, this would be funnier.
This is funnier.
I'm here with my friends, yeah.
It's a good day to murder the CEO of sexism.
Okay.
Also, if
So-
you guys hear weird noises from me, I think I have some hiccups. I'm trying to get rid of them, but keep going. Keep
Just
going.
think of Dico, just think, I am not a fish.
That doesn't work. I have really bad
Okay.
hiccups.
Well,
Keep going.
you'll be fine. Both Prescott and that other soldier might be worth speaking with. If nothing else, perhaps they have insights into something that the towers people have.
Well, I feel like that's a pretty good place to start then. just ask them a couple of things, and then I mean, I suppose I can go off on my own and talk to Thor, but I mean, perhaps you guys will want to be there. I'm not sure. They do say teamwork makes the dream work.
You guys currently also have that handkerchief that seems to drive off any of the heartless and darkness about you. So you think that if you did go to talk to Tor, Muna would most likely be safe to go with you.
Ooh, I could bring Muna.
You have a car, so.
And we have the car, but we'd have to leave
Muna,
the
we can get
car.
on the Honda and we can drive away.
Do we know anyone else that knows vehicle magic like that?
I mean, how hard can it be? It's a vehicle. It goes forward.
That is true. It's pretty much just a cart. You just have to tame the horse.
What's the horse in this scenario?
I guess it's whatever's inside the engine. Engine.
Is that what they call it? Horsepower?
Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
Of course.
Why would they lie about that?
Well, Muna, I'm gonna pick her up.
We'll learn how to drive.
You pick up Muna.
It's like not even an answer. Just let's go.
No, Mrs. turns to Hibiki. They will die if they get behind it, won't they?
More than likely.
We'll see you two later.
But I also don't have the handkerchief.
Just gotta keep moving.
But I also don't have the key.
You should probably let them go.
Muna, how do we activate this big horse?
Please drive for us, sweetheart.
As I mentioned, it would most likely be fine for Muna to go with you. However, you guys also know that you were told specifically not to be splitting up like you guys are doing right now.
We were told by who?
Because things are dangerous, and especially with Muna not being able to protect themselves, if something does happen, you guys will probably lose a Muna, if not also a Zarel.
You know what? Let's have another Hibiki moment. Come on, Hibiki, be the straight man.
Why
I'm
am I
saying
the
if you're going to
straight man?
tour, all of you
Bullshit.
should go, not just 3.
Yeah, I know. They're dead set on it. Gilgamesh, I think we need to go take them.
It is only inconvenient if they die. But still, I refuse to be inconvenienced any more than I am.
Mm-hmm. Hibiki will get in and start up the car. Truck, whatever.
Aren't you going to learn gun magic with the gun wands?
We shouldn't split up. Also, I'm the one with the handkerchief and the
Well,
keys.
at least if you wanted to talk to him, we're still here. You can do it now.
Oh, you could
It's okay. We
you
will
could
have
talk
time.
to him and then drive through. A drive-through talk, yes. Or a drive-by. A drive-by shooting.
Muna and Zarel, you know that if he is going for training, it would take much longer than a small talk for him to learn anything from
Yeah,
them.
but maybe talk to him a little. Damn, I just like maybe talk to him a little. No one. All right, good, have fun.
Hibiki will drive them. I'll be back. I'm sorry.
That's right.
Are you guys wanting to go to tour first?
Hmm.
Yeah, man, let's go.
Yeah,
You guys,
seems like-
excuse me. You guys pull out. Upon, God dang it, these hiccups. Upon you guys pulling out and making your way out, you guys will start your way down to the south. God, I hate these. Going down and over the southern bridge until you will make your way down into the walls, toward the walls of the place where the peacekeepers / peace takers are. Upon getting through there, you guys would pass by several members of the peace takers in their armors, going through and their rounds as they are burning things, yet still with their white flames. Give you guys a wave because you're in one of their trucks. They're like, hey! I fucking hate this. You guys eventually make your way into the central area. going and pulling into the section, meeting a large amount of these guys. However, there are also some people outside of the walls as well. You guys will note, as you were leaving, you guys also would have seen several people moving about, going in their areas outside of this place. I'm going to actually strangle myself if I don't stop these hiccups. But just outside, you would find that there is indeed a Tor. Let me grab her. Wah. There you are. But not only Tor, you would find that Neo is also here, because Neo was with them. They're the one that had gone with you guys into the section. But you guys also find near the area, over near the section of the rightmost section of this place, you guys find a familiar person in armor standing here. Bloop.
All right, armor.
What the cat dragged in?
Yeah, it's Cepheus.
You guys see a Cepheus boy over here by this this fountain and this large gate area over here. But you guys would have pulled into here. Getting here, you guys would find that as soon as you get into the main wall of this area, Hibiki, your key seems to the key is fine, but the truck seems to slow to a stop and seems to stop on its own as soon as it gets into this area. As you guys would be here. Hibiki is gone, by the way, so he can't say anything to it, but I did want to mention that the car has slowed to a stop.
Hibiki's exploded.
Well, let's take off this belt of safety.
You think I have
You are
seatbelts
right.
in these
It does
levitating cars?
achieve safety, Muna.
There probably is, you're right.
Protecting us from.
Yeah, they personally cut off all the seatbelts. You're right.
They just give them away. Not even here.
It seems like Hibiki for a moment stops and checks things. No matter how much he turns the key or tries to do anything, it does not start back up. Hibiki will get up and out of that after that at some point as well. But again, you guys note that there are people all about. There appears to be basically a whole shit ton of guards around here today.
Do you think now's a good time to tell Tor everything, or should we wait?
I mean,
Is that
how much time?
change?
We already came here. I mean, I guess we could drive back. But
Oh, isn't she right there?
Yep, she's
yeah,
right there.
she's right there. That's her.
Yes.
She's over by the white flame that is coming up from the center of this place.
Do you think we should tell her, or should we wait until we should wait until we get our training done?
So we just drive back? Go commercial.
No. We're not driving back.
Oh,
Wait.
we're going this way now.
There's no training to be done right now, Will, because you guys left the training.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to.
No. That's why. That's the training was back at the library. The talking to Tora was the reason we came here.
I thought we were going to see someone. Oh, hold on, my brain.
No.
Let's just go, baby. Let's go, Tor. Number one, baby,
it's-
Tor.
You guys make your way over. Hibiki will join you because he's a good boy and will join.
Thank you, Hibiki. You would never leave us driverless.
As you guys approach Tor will have been signaled by Neo. You guys would note that Neo would make small hand signs toward Tor, just kind of like motioning toward the area. They would turn rather calmly to see all the four of you. Her stern face goes slightly against what it was. A slight look of not true relaxation, but a slightly more relaxed look goes across their face when they notice it's you as you guys approach. Well, welcome. I see you brought back the truck.
Yes, we did.
I don't see any sort of hostage with you at the moment, so I'm guessing we're still waiting for that to happen.
Things have become complicated.
Do tell.
By
I
any
have-
chance, before we, I guess suppose before we talk about it, what exactly are the crimes that we're getting him for?
You're speaking of the Duke, then.
Correct.
Should I tell you what crimes he has done, or should I shorten the list and tell you what he hasn't?
What do you know, Stan?
Well, just about any sort of petty crime or any sort of inconvenience imaginable onto the people of the lower city, that Duke has done. Anything you can think of that any sort of nobility could be abusing such powers they have over those below them, that Duke has done. If I am to be perfectly honest, when it comes to someone who should leave the world of Cherish, they should be at the top of anyone's list. As you know,
yeah, the good news is we wholeheartedly agree with that.
As you know, there's one other on top of my list, but getting rid of my prejudices aside, the Duke is definitely the one whose death would do the most good to this world, I believe.
Okay, so who wants to bring it to her?
If you want
So
to
you
be specific, the Duke's crimes are numerous. Some of them less than personal. He owns quite a lot of the workforce, and by owns, I literally mean that. Without his patronage, a lot of people would not be able to survive what little patronage he gives them. Most of the people in the docks, as well as those who work in the shipyards that trade with the eastern cities, are going through him and his enforcers. That being said, on the paper, he can't be actually in charge of everything, otherwise he would be gathering way too much attention from the upper cities. So instead, it's just a bunch of his subsidiaries and other people who he has on his payroll. We've learned that there are many different companies, as well as many different private contractors, who are in the pocket of the Duke. Most of them, I'll have you know, in any sort of...
Door?
Yeah?
Okay, so I know this is all very important. I do agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know he steals blood?
So you're gonna go with that, and you're not even going to just explain anything else. Okay.
I think it's a pretty big one.
It's a big one, but without context.
Big one, Hibiki.
I have assumed,
wait.
yes.
It's called an icebreaker, Hibiki.
You've
have-
assumed.
His family, from what we all know, it is a very interesting backstory to it. Not a lot of people who are from the lower cities would have the resources of understanding it. However, you know that I have had a different upbringing, so I know more than the average person around here. They used to be a very influential family, and in the history of that family, there was a lot of talks of blood magic and vampirism and the such. You say you can prove it.
His actions, we may have some insight into.
I do agree with you, Gilgamesh, that actions do speak louder than words. However, in the terms of proving guilt, we would need physical evidence of it.
We have his wife.
His
Who's also a sister.
It's complicated.
It isn't.
Okay, explain that one.
Well, you see, when he was adopted, he turned 18 years old and the parents died. He decided to marry his 12-year-old stepsister.
Emerald.
What?
I love
What?
how you introduced it like when he was adopted at 18 years old. It's like when I was
I
born
meant-
at the
I
age
would
of
say
2 years
after.
old.
Sometime after he was adopted is what I meant to say there.
He was
But
adopted.
I
I
thought
worked-
it was funny.
He was
Continue.
adopted when he was, if you want a thing, he was adopted when he was around 4. Because he was adopted 2 years before Rosa was born.
Yeah. So, he was adopted to the family. The parents died on his 18th birthday. And so he decides to marry his younger sister.
I knew
In
he
secret.
had many wives. I did not realize that his sister Rosa was one of them.
It was a well
How do
guarded
you-
secret.
She
Are
told
they
us.
the one
Rosa.
you have his sister?
Yeah.
And she cannot say a lot of things about him, almost similar to how people can't say things like depictions. It's
And
like,
why haven't you brought her to me?
That's a good
First is a
question.
bridge slowly built. It seems fine enough construction now.
How long have you had this sister?
How many days have we been here?
essentially since the start.
Well,
I don't think
that's a
we-
strong word. She was near us. We don't. It was like consensual coming along. But yeah, it's been 2 or 3 days now. Basically since this whole apocalypse started.
We found her when her guards left her to die to the Heartless.
which we assume have been a significant portion of his guards are acting robotic and completely different than his very lax and chill guards,
Less human.
meaning he's probably used more blood magic on them. She had a ritual done on her and she passed out during it, so we don't know what the hell was going on with that.
And 4 of his wives are currently dead.
I know that.
And he's been consulting with the Heartless before they showed up here.
A great creature called a guard armor is locked in his manor.
What do you mean before they got here?
Before we and the Heartless arrived here.
He'd had this giant armored monster that we've come to find out is a Heartless.
But how were the Heartless here before the outbreak?
That's a very poignant question we yet have the answer to.
Whatever. Either way, you should bring me that sister of his. We'll put her on trial the same way we'll put him.
And what was her crime besides being imprisoned?
Imprisoned.
Do you believe she is capable of doing anything for herself?
You're saying that she was some sort of a victim of this person?
Is that
As well?
She was only given
Yes.
2 weeks to mourn for her parents' death and told to get over it. At 12. She's been forced into a marriage that she shouldn't have been at 12. This guy's got her all twisted in the head with both words and magic. I don't think that she should be put on trial as very clearly one of the biggest victims in all of this.
Roll me for your charm. And by charm, I mean negotiation.
Go,
Hell
boy,
yeah.
Go.
My negotiation, my stat I've been trying to use, but I haven't been able to. I will use 2.
Muna,
Go.
being weakened, is laying seductively on the ground.
Well, I guess you're like fucking Family Guy.
Luckily for you, you have 2 fleetings.
Thank you, chat. You're the best.
So that's a
You
4
have
plus
1
4.
week.
7. Oh
Come
no!
on, not today. Come on.
Come on, die.
You have 1 more fleeting.
Well,
Thank you,
14's
chat.
been the
14's
best
pretty
one
good.
so far.
Ah,
14 was
You should
pretty
use the
good.
tower.
14 is pretty good.
Yeah,
I
why
should use
don't
the dice
Why
tower.
aren't you using the tower? What's wrong with you? You have 1 more fleeting. Use the tower.
I'll use
Do
the
it.
dice tower.
Why don't you be super low?
No. The dice tower will never let you down.
Please? Dice tower, don't let me down here.
Easy!
Hey, 17.
Roll me twice more. 3 times more.
Jesus.
Oh
Steve,
well, you know what? Hey,
No,
Stop
you
don't
bring
play
it back
balls.
over here. You fucking
No,
bring
no.
it back over here.
No,
No.
watch.
No.
No,
You put
not all
all of them
3?
in there. You put them all in the
That's-
dice tower.
That's what I'm doing, dumbass.
That's right. That's fucking right.
That's
That's what
what's
I'm
the
doing,
plan, boss?
dipshit.
You dumb bitch.
We all
Look
love
at
it
that
in
roll.
this
Look at
game.
those good rolls.
Oh my god, the double 13s. Let's go. That's 3 13s.
That's
oh
a
my
17 altogether.
god. Mhm.
As you look over at Tor seems to look back at you as you do mention the different things going on. She puts her arm to her head and gives a sigh before looking back. I don't know of any crimes that she has done herself. That being said, as a member of the aristocracy, she most likely has benefited from some of the different crimes that have been gone on. That being said, if they truly are a victim of this and they can help prove the guilty goings on of their brother, I believe that that would be fine in my case. However, if you do find anything that shows anything of their guilt, you will bring them to me.
Sure.
All right.
As unlikely as that is to exist.
I do not trust anyone from these families. That being said, if they truly are a victim like the rest of us of them, that only makes his crimes even stronger. I knew that he had several wives. I know that most of them have died. But his own sister.
Buried in secrecy, then. The theft of all those bloodlines.
So you are saying to me that he is most likely using his wives for some sort of blood sacrifice or ritual?
To give himself the benefit of being called a dragon.
Sorry, I had to step away for a second. Did we mention the heartless aspect of things yet?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
He is a leech, a parasite. You would be lucky if there was much of him left to punish when I drag him back here.
His family, from what I know, they just start like seemingly just circling around the white flames. From what we know of them, they are shrouded in certain aspects of mystery. That being said, the family themselves, though having some connection to one of the previous lords of this realm, they are difficult to pin down. The followers of the ancient dragon that starts their bloodline were all said to be demons, dampiers, vampires, any forces of undead or lichdom out there you could think of. As they would come to this world, they would see that dragon, they would see that family, and they would note a grand power and a grand feeling of strength coming from them. So they would give them their aid, and through that, we do not even know exactly what that family is capable of any longer. For all we know, they could be, well, daywalkers, for all we can actually understand. They have gained the abilities, potentially, of all of the different races who have come to hail them over the centuries that they have been in power. And ever since there was that collection of their bloodlines down to one, ever since there was the sort of war or reduction of the family lines due to the thoughts of blood magic, bloodletting, and such, everything is difficult to pin down. They look like your normal everyday citizen. One claims that he is a dragon, as I'm sure he would have told all of you. And it does seem that there is more going on than meets the eye. As for what to do about it, if you truly do know that they are doing some sort of blood magic, it is a shame that you did not grab that sword from that fool of a king we have.
We're good with that sword.
It is said to have been able to have been instrumental in taking out the foes of the realm that century ago. Whenever the families had all been clamoring against each other, apparently they were defeated by that blade. The blade that he keeps at his hip at all times, the golden sword that is said to absorb blood. It was gifted to him by that family after they had made themselves down to one, as a show of good faith, as to show that they were the good parts of the family, which is why the Duke has been towing the line, from all I know. His family set things a precedent for him. To know that he is adopted, that is an interesting addition to this.
Even you did not know this.
No, I assumed that he was a brother to Miss Rosa. I doubt it matters now. If he has been taking the bloods of those around him, he most likely has taken hers. I do not know much of blood magic myself. I don't know exactly what is going to be done with all of those connective samples that he may have harvested. But I can assure you it's most likely not good, at the very least.
It would not be.
Interesting.
I still do not understand the rules of magic holy in this world, but magic of that caliber in the hands of mortal creatures is never a good thing.
If the rumors are true, I don't know how much regular holy energy would do to such a being. There have been many types of undead, vampire, ghoul that has walked the surface of Cherish. They are not all bad. There have been many ghouls that have come from off-world that have actually lived very interesting lives in the docks, though they are not completely all there. They are great workers, and they work for their keep, just like the rest of us. I hope that some of them have survived, but at the very least, we will see that there are many different types that come here. But what I'm worried about, I mentioned the term Daywalker before. There are some vampires that have came to this world that have had no weaknesses that we know of that common vampires would have had, such as sunlight, holy damage, and the such. When it comes to that, if this family truly have had any of them on them, that even a stake to the heart, I couldn't assume would actually take them down. Their eyes go over toward the white flames beside of them. That being said, that gift that you have, Hibiki, that I handed to you, might do something to him.
I can only hope.
These flames, they work on those heartless creatures. So I'm assuming they would work on other beings of darkness out there. If a heartless we can think of is the height in dark attribute, in the darkness of these worlds, then anything below that should still be affected as well. And it did show some kind of effect on my target. Don't look at me like that, fucker. I'm playing.
You would give us some armaments and use this power to use against.
I would love to, however, when it comes to the armaments I have, you have to be specially trained for the suits that we all carry. She motions over toward them. That being said, I could potentially have an armament that you could maybe use, though it is very temperamental.
It need only work in his presence.
I have not tested it, so I cannot guarantee it will work. One moment, I will return. Whenever I do, I will show you, and you can decide amongst yourselves who can use it. I will not be long. Tor turns and starts making their way back, seemingly going into the labyrinth area below. As they do, you see Neo walk over and stand in front of the door, gives you guys a nod. As he says this, she will most likely be a little while.
Sounds good.
Thank you for letting us know.
If there is any way that we could have made our way into that place with you, then we would. Unfortunately, I doubt that any of us could sneak our way into that place. That being said, if you need anything, we are always here. I can always take any time off that I would need to aid you.
That sounds good. We'll let you know.
Mm.
Though,
If you could
It
find a
seems-
way to get me in there, then I could do what I can. But I do not think of there being any way that I could sneak my way in. I am rather large.
Even the
it's
smallest
not
creature.
just your size I'm worried about. We
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know the extent of what we assume is hypnotism or whatever is happening with those guards.
Not only that, not only that you're big and lumbering, but damn, we actually forgot to mention this, sir, too. He'd be able to tell magically. Anybody he doesn't invite in will know that, you know, they're in.
Hmm.
The magic that surrounds the grounds of his lair.
You know, like a reverse vampire. Oh, you can't let a vampire in unless you invite them in. But he'll know if you're in if he didn't invite you. There's another
Strange.
revelation for you there, chat.
Strange. If there is some sort of magic like that about, perhaps you should talk to the dog.
What would a canine know of such magics?
You see him move his head over toward where Siphius is standing. When it comes
Oh, but
when it comes to combating magic, that one there is extremely adept at it. That being said, be careful around them.
Why?
They are difficult. They have been
So-
known to lash out. I will
This
not
is
say
horrible.
more out of respect for them. They have done their best to help out in these trying times. But before this, there was a time they were a great threat to the lower cities.
Interesting. Hmm. She will be taking her time. I will speak with this one. Siphius, I think.
You want to do it alone?
I will say, there's not really a lot of other people for you guys to talk to. So if he does do this alone, the rest of you will just be mostly waiting for Tor.
Yeah, so you know.
You're-
He says that, but he's
Fine,
coming with
we'll
you
just
anyway.
Sit here and make out. Come on, Muna.
You would cheat on your girl like this?
What girl? I was born.
Booyah! Obviously.
Booyah!
I was bored 3 days ago.
You can't make out with me. I'm too tired.
I'm
Alright,
too
Lay
sleepy.
down. I
Too
understand.
eepy for kissy.
You guys all want to make your way over to Siphius?
Yeah, there you go.
You guys step over. You guys notice the same thing you did last time, and by that I mean Muna, you noticed the same thing you did last time. Whereas once you get around, like, here, you know that you are within threat of being attacked. That is some fucking reach that this boy has.
Yeah.
Step a little back, Zora.
All right, I'll stand.
You
at a
also know that if you don't
respectful
go further, you probably can't talk to them.
distance. Yell! I'll use my
Stop.
voice for you, Muna.
Oh, wait,
Play me
no.
out!
No, wait, no, we should before. Sorry, that was just instinct. I'm so sleepy.
It's so CP.
So eepy tired.
As you say Flameo, you do notice Siphius turn and look over in your guys' direction, and then start walking over. Meaning Muna's
Should I
in the
move
threat
or
range
continue
anyway.
standing here?
As Siphius steps forward, you guys would find that they have a bit of a limp in their gait, making their way to you. As they stand, they put their sword in front of them, almost as if they're holding themselves up. But then they look to you. 1 second, let me get my thing over here. Hold on, I got.
Let me get my cup.
It's not a cup. It's a big ass fucking metal popcorn can. It's great. I love it. Anyway, I suppose Flameo,
Good to see you again.
Hmm.
We were successful in our endeavors of, patching up the dam.
Is that so? I had noticed that there was some activity up there, but I did not realize that it was anything like that.
The
I felt
Dragon
a
King.
strange presence of darkness there whenever I had watched just a few hours ago.
Your world's king paid us a visit up there,
Hmm.
waiting for us.
And what did you think of them?
He has met expectations previously said.
Both sad, regal.
Well, for was quite alright.
The king is not, normal, but they are somewhat respectable. I'll give them that. They are not the worst that could be sitting upon that throne.
This is true. We know of someone.
By the way, is it hard to hear me like this, or are you fine?
No,
You probably
No,
got a
you're
little bit
good.
closer. It's
Get a little bit
cool.
closer? Alright, I if I get too close, I tap the mic like this, but we can
Oh,
work
I
with it.
You're good.
We
You're
got
good
this.
enough.
We're good. We
That's
got
good.
it.
Yeah, we're
That's
good.
Yeah.
They got it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
baby.
Yeah, baby. Woo, let's go.
Yes, that's exactly what I want.
It's like what I'm looking for. Woo.
Yes. We love the cans.
Woo! There is some creature far worse that could be ruling this land.
There are some that are better, however, as well. Though the only way they would be able to do so is if a lot changes in this world.
It seems much has already changed in this world.
I fear that this change would require a lot more effort than even what has been done now. While I respect the great dragons of this world, I do not think that just being one should allow you to rule over an entire planet of people. That being said, what are all of you doing here?
Informing the leader of the peace takers of the situation with that disgusting nobleman to the north.
And what exactly do you have? What exactly do you have that interests our princess here?
Information, discussion, revelations. This thing that wears human skin seems to be far worse than even she understood.
I mean,
Thing
I
that wears
suppose
human
he's
skin.
mostly a guy from what I understand, but I do understand the metaphor, Gilgamesh.
I'm getting better at things.
Who exactly are you speaking of?
Do cock the cot.
Ah, I see.
The
You've met them.
parasite.
They are definitely one of the more problematic people to step upon this world.
What do you know of them?
Not much, other than the fact that I was told to watch them whenever I was still working with the people of the kingdom. I was stationed just outside of their sphere of influence. There is a forest above there that I have made a home in, though I have not been there in quite a long time.
The forest's far to the northern edge.
Yes. Deep within, there are many different reaches. It is a very dark forest, shadowy, very good for hunting.
You describe something that reminds me of my brother's home. But no matter. This dude is more deserving of punishment than previously expected. But with your gate, it seems that too much disclosure may force you to run towards him. or Abel, rather. You seem to be one that sees justice in very strict ways, after all.
Very strict ways.
Forward. Very straightforward. Of which I respect.
I will have you know, I am not like the peace takers here. I do not seek justice from this man. Though, if I do see him committing atrocities in front of me, I will cut him down.
About atrocities behind bars.
There is no judgment that I feel is necessary for someone unless I put it through myself.
You should speak with his sister, then.
I currently do not have a lot of time for the goings-on of the normalities of this world. With the Heartless around, it is extremely difficult to keep myself going. I have been coming back here every now and then to attempt to take some of the flame that is here so to aid me, but I am growing weary of battle.
All creatures must seek rest at some point. Save for these demonic ones that infest the world.
It is hard, but there are still people out there who are being affected. Though I believe most out there who were at least trapped are gone, there are still those out there who have no ability to protect themselves from these creatures. I am trying to take them anywhere I can. I have led a few of them within the barrier that you have created over in your library, and some of them I bring here. It is just whichever way is closer.
Thank you.
Efficiency.
I agree with you that I am rather straightforward when it comes to how I deal with things, but at the moment I have to put my own ideas of righteousness behind me. If all of you wish to go and enact justice on this person, be right ahead. But until this Heartless threat is taken care of, I think that said justice can take a secondary position on my list of things to do.
What if you were to be made aware that a Cherished is currently being held prisoner in his abode?
I do not like those words.
This is a shot in the dark. I don't assume you would know every single one of them. Would you happen to know of one named Artemis? Wait, what was her name again? Was it Artemis?
That's the one.
I do, actually.
That's her.
Is that so?
If that is the case, then at least it is them and not something else. They can take care of themselves rather efficiently.
Until he wishes to drain her of her blood.
When Artemis is putting their best foot forward, it would be rather difficult for them to do any sort of damage to them. However, if it is this Duke, perhaps he has some more tricks up his sleeve. Hopefully they will be alright, but Artemis is strong.
She asked for our aid in escaping, and that's what we plan to do. Also, we came to you because we had heard that you might have an idea of how to bypass certain magics he has.
Magics?
He
What
currently
kind
has
of
some
magics?
detection, I guess, at the present. He can tell if somebody enters his domain if he has not invited them.
Interesting.
He may also have powers over the manipulation of one's mind. Again, perhaps through blood magic rituals.
There's some very energetic music happening inside the walls. I don't know what's going on over there.
That's his thinking music.
This is my thinking tunes. They're great. Anyway, let's go to that. This is actually my thinking music. If you are looking for ways of bypassing magic, I have them. Though if it comes to something like that, it is rather more destructive than anything. What kind of mission are you going to be going for?
We intend to break down those walls, drag him out, and kill the giant heartless he has chained in his manor as his own personal pet.
So you do not wish to do things with stealth in mind, then?
That is my preference, though perhaps not theirs.
He has multiple avenues of escape if we do go in loud.
That is the point. He has a lot of ways to get out of there.
Specifically designed in that particular case.
So tunnels.
Mm-hmm. He also
Lots of tunnels, indeed.
If you were able to find one of those tunnels, perhaps I could aid you.
You know,
there is one to the north of his manor in the woods.
I have several magics that could be of use. However, those that I have that do not do damage to the magic around me are very temporary. If you were to find a entryway and someone you wish to bring in there, I could potentially allow them passage through without being detected for at least a couple of hours. However, I would be mostly left to my own devices at that point. I would not have any room to move. I could also just go there and screech it down and destroy the barrier that would create such magics in its entirety, though that would be a lot less stealthy.
Yes. Would be more effective in the long term.
This magic that they say, if it is truly just a detection spell. They seem to look down at their blade and then look over toward their gauntlet and sort of squeeze it. I believe that this armor would be relatively effective against it, even if it is some sort of strange blood magic of the sort. Any sort of ritualistic power or something like that should not be able to resist my abilities. There is one other thing you could do. If this truly is magics of the Duke there, most likely it is ritualistic in nature. If you find the glyph that has inscribed it, you could potentially change it or destroy it yourself. And unless they then go to it, they would have no idea of it.
I feel silly not thinking of that myself.
Glyph.
An option.
At which point, if you have anyone stationed outside, then they should be able to come in. They come in without being noticed.
Once I'm healed up, I can start. Yes.
That would require a rather thorough investigation of the area, however.
Right now, we are not on their bad side yet.
We have been invited back openly,
Hmm.
which makes my skin crawl.
Though, knowing what we know now, I'm a bit worried about what he wants to do with you, Gilgamesh.
Whatever he aims, he will not succeed in it.
True.
He will sooner die than get anywhere near my blood.
Speaking of death, this is not very good music for talking of death either. Let me
You really need to adjust the fucking.
Kingdom Hearts has some very, very strange music. Anyway,
It's one of its best parts.
What do you mean? It's
When it
inappropriate
comes-
music. What's wrong?
when it comes to death, or what I was speaking of, blah 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 blah, I would like you to keep an eye on Artemis. If they do perish, then like all Cherished, they will leave behind an egg. Make sure that nothing happens to it.
You
Of
assume
course.
that we will allow such things to even transpire.
I do
You'll
not
have
assume
a-
that anything, however, I do know how reckless Artemis can be.
You'll have a brother or sister, Zarel.
Correct. I don't want her to die.
She
I would
will
also
not
like-
die. This is a fact. It will not change. And do not think that I have forgotten our agreement. Those other eggs are still something we are looking for.
Sorry,
I would like for everybody here to roll me for their experience, please.
So we already know you have an egg.
There you go. Never mind. Nobody say anything.
Yeah.
Nobody do any
Okay.
rolls.
Okay.
I was trying to make sure you guys remembered.
Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to I keep
Yeah.
forgetting. It's Taka, right? It's the name's Taka.
I'm guessing it's Sokka.
I believe so. Yes. Let me go. Let me make sure. Because it's Scar's
That's the
name.
one. That's
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah, it's Taka
I'm just gonna write that down.
then. Yeah.
It is unfortunate that we also have to mention because he has Artemis. It seems that from what she has told us, Taka is no longer. He's also been killed.
Taka. They have killed the great white lion.
Unfortunately,
That's what
she
she
confirmed his egg.
They. What?
Mm-hmm.
it's not surprising to me from how highly Taka was talked about that you are affected by this too.
So Hibiki.
Yeah, I had a feeling something major was about to happen
Give me
by
a moment.
mentioning.
I will first mention you don't know he destroyed the egg.
I didn't say he didn't know. She confirmed that his egg was there. That is what I said.
I thought you said he burned the egg.
Yeah, that's
No.
I didn't say that.
I
Because
said-
that would have been
What?
much
No.
fucking
That's
different.
at all.
No. I said
I heard that too.
Thank you, Will.
Gaslighting timeline.
I will reconfirm what I
There
said.
was okay, because I was about to have to do something.
I apologize for any miscommunications. It might have been from.
No, it's
Please
fine.
don't trigger him.
I will
Please.
calm down and not ruin your entire stealth plan.
She has confirmed that she's seen his egg.
You see them look about toward the north, and then like look over toward the archway beside of them. That is not one of the eggs that I have mentioned to you before, Gilgamesh.
I know.
However, knowing that it is the great white lions, I would be willing to have that count among the number that I need you to get for me.
Oh, we
And
will
you
go
wish to-
get that egg. Don't worry.
So you wish to have 3 eggs then? This
Yes.
changes nothing of my plan.
However, I am not saying that it requires more for me to aid you. I am saying that I still need 2 eggs. But if you can have that one, that will be one that I would like to have.
You will still have your 3 all the same. I refuse to compromise.
Have you learned anything else of the other eggs?
Unfortunately, not yet.
I
We
see.
have
But
approximated location for one of them.
Oh,
nothing concrete then.
If one
But
was
yes.
in a prison, as was mentioned before, then one of the places that we have most figured out it could be was a place in the southeast.
a prison. There is only one among the city that would make for any sort of thought that the egg would survive.
We confirm this location.
And then there was also the wasn't also the other cherished guy, the people who didn't know if he was a unicorn or Kieran. There was an egg at the museum.
There you go.
Museum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also
Oh,
the
yeah,
egg
the
at the
museum.
Apparently there's an egg at the museum that the Kieran / unicorn cherish idol person was apparently at.
I see. So you found the location of both of the eggs then?
Hopefully we found them. There's no telling if somebody else has moved either of them yet.
If they are there, they will be found.
If the
Depending-
prison is where I'm thinking, it will be very heavily guarded. So it should be fine, unless someone in there has gotten a wrong idea. I doubt
If-
that even the prisoners would do something as heinous as destroy an egg for no reason. But
When
who knows?
when we obtain the egg of Taka, it is going to, depending on how we do it, it may cause a bit of uproar, which may make those that own it in the museum think twice. May think perhaps we need to put in more security, so we're
That
going to have to
is
be
if the people in the museum still live.
true.
There is, from what I have seen going around the city, at least in this city, at least a 80 to 90% mortality rate as far as the ones who have been taken out by these Heartless. If they are part of that unlucky 80 or 90%, then they will most likely not be anyone there. But a museum would have had its own protections on such a thing.
The museum is a location where one stores relics.
Yes,
These relics have power.
sometimes.
This museum should be the next priority to catch. Aside from the crashed airship.
Isn't that like in the upper city?
The museum that you speak of, if I can remember well, is in the northern area of the central city.
So, which one of us was holding the map again?
It would be going over to the map, because first off, you would have seen the person that would have told you guys about it go off in this direction as well. You guys would know the area would be around here-ish.
The place that got hit by the waters of the dam.
That's why they were heading there first, because they're like, I'm gonna go there because it may be underwater in a couple of days. But you guys stopped that, so.
Yeah. All right, up there. That would have been the first place to get completely drowned.
Hmm.
Yeah, that sounds about right. We head up there, then we go, I guess, to the other one up there.
It seems to me that you have a plan. At this
Yes.
point, if you find any need of me to use my abilities or have any ways you might have found to make your way into that place, I could be of aid to get someone inside. But I would say that it would be much easier for you to destroy the glyph inside of that place. Not only would that destroy the detection barrier around that area, but it would probably destroy a lot of other magics that are associated with it.
I'm guessing this is probably a glyph that would probably be hidden and well guarded.
It would most likely be somewhere hidden. I'm not sure well guarded. Depending on how they want to hide it, they may have just put it inside of a book even and kept it locked away. Most likely it is on the foundation of that place though. Somewhere along the walls or ceilings or floors.
So
there have been people who have even made glyphs into their gardens as well.
So I'm guessing it doesn't entirely matter where on the property it's been put. It doesn't have like a circular radius around it that it would emanate
It
to,
would
pinpoint.
It would have to have some sort of understanding of how the glyph would have been marked, but mostly, when it comes to those kinds of magics, the magics through written word or through language of the language of magic, it would have its own radius or area of effect, yes.
It should be simple enough to figure out. The humans' master of magic here can't be all that advanced.
I will be around here for the next couple of days. If you find any need of me, then I will be around. That being said, I've already mentioned to you that I would not aid you too much. This is, after all, a test for me and you, Gilgamesh, for whether I will choose to believe you or not of your words.
I have not forgotten, and I have every intention of proving myself right.
Then I would find that glyph. If you do need my power, I will go to give it. However, I would, at that point, potentially look into other ideas of our association. That being said, I will go about my own way. If any of you have anything else you would need of me, I'll be around here for at least the daylight hours. They turn to look as if they're going to go. Do you guys have anything to say to them before they leave?
I'm good.
Thank you, Daddy. What? Nothing.
We will be successful in whatever path we have to pick. This man will not continue to keep doing his bullshit.
Do whatever it is you feel you need to. I will protect the city from these Heartless as much as I can in the meantime. Siphius walks their way over toward this archway once again, looking into it. As soon as they get to it, you do notice that the two guards about do sort of get closer to them, but they seem to pay them no mind. As they make their way away from you, you guys are left to yourselves.
You have very little to worry about for the time being. The limp notwithstanding, he still seems extremely dangerous. He will be fine.
Makes you wonder what did that.
Oh, he's some great creature.
Fighting so many Heartless.
Probably that, yeah.
All damage is accumulative, as they say.
Are any of us skilled with healing arts?
Unfortunately not.
I might be able to try.
Well, I
and learn
suppose
some
if there's many of those small potions from that pile, Hibiki, that would be working all right.
Are you sure?
Well, it's not my choice to pick. I was just simply giving an option.
How do I deny this in like a way that makes sense when it's like we know in the meta it will literally not work for her? How do I deny this in character when we know in the meta it won't work?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
No, actually, what do you mean?
Where am I?
Well, you said that she can't heal because of the demise card.
Oh, for Muna, yeah. I think they're saying to give something to Siphius.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about Siphius.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah, I see.
The reason
We're letting Muna
denying
explode and die. She's in my beautiful arms.
Yeah, like Muna's just like, are you sure you want to trust someone's life with that Mughal?
Oh my god. Do we trust that these work for other people and not just us?
Well, I'm just saying that potion of Heartman did sure do something to the Heartless, even if there was just seawater and glass, so anything could happen.
It's up to you.
You know what? I'm gonna try. Fuck it. He'll come back over.
Hibiki, you see that they are currently turned their back to you, looking into this archway. As you get closer to it, you note that the area behind it is absolutely pure matte black. You cannot see through the area.
Oh my god, Vanta Black.
Oh my god, Vanta Black.
The entire area honestly seems like the floor and walls and ceiling have been painted Vanta Black, yes. It just seems incredibly dark in that area, and they seem to be approaching and looking through it. You do note, as they are doing this, the other two guards over here don't seem to be looking at the entryway at all. Maybe they're just used to it, who knows?
So this, it's pretty dark in there. Did they paint it black?
They turn to you. You can see this.
Yeah, it's just there. Why? What's wrong?
Curious. This is being shrouded from view of normal people.
I guess I'm not normal people.
I guess
Despite-
you are not.
Not normal.
Technically not. Despite being a normal person from my world.
I'm no normal twink.
I
I'm a
would,
top twink.
I would stay away from this as much as I can until I can understand more about it. That being said, I do sense a powerful presence beyond this area.
Hmm. Interesting.
What is it that I can do for you?
Well, actually, it's what I can do for you.
Hmm.
Here, you seem to be limping. A healing potion.
They look to it. You do not need to.
No, but I want to.
They
I can
look
just
to
buy
you.
more anyway.
They look to you. Hibiki, I would like you to roll me for your negotiation, please.
Always negotiation.
I mean, I could change it. I can make it demeanor
Oh
if you want.
shit! It didn't go in the hole. It didn't go
It
in the
could be
hole.
sexy if you
There we
liked
go.
it.
Do you want to
There
put
we go.
anything in this before that gets done?
No, I fucked it. I was gonna say yes. I was like, what's the point when it's at 4?
Roll me one more time.
I found
One more
it.
time? Ah,
Do you
well, I
wanna
will
put
put.
anything in it.
I will put my last Hibiki inspiration into this. So first I'll roll this. Ah, hell yeah.
I was more
Wonderful.
meaning you guys have one
Yeah, we do have one
thing over here
single,
left.
I guess I'll use it. Fuck it.
Use it.
Do
I
it.
will use it to do
All right.
2
so
more
last-
rolls.
Go ahead.
So 12, and then
I need to
finally
give the
Last
guy
roll.
Obamacare.
I did it again.
Didn't go in. Go into dang.
Going the thing. It wants to hang out on top of it.
One more roll,
So-
please.
Ah.
You got a fleeting at the very end there.
Thank you, chat. So 14 plus 2 plus 2, 18.
18. Well. Didn't think I'd have to do this early.
Oh.
It's in my head, go rolling.
They look at you, as they do. They look down toward the potion. As they do, they bring their hands to the back of their head. You hear a clicking sound as they take their helmet off.
Get wrecked, Anthony. I did this before you could.
He's gonna get a sip.
1 second, I'm going to switch over here so
It
nobody
better
can
be
see certain
exactly
things.
what my heart knows.
Wow,
Get
that
back
went over
and
to that.
see.
That's not what I wanted to do. We're not in the 5 darps. Get out of here. All right.
You may as well be.
I have to get a thing out of a secret place full of secret things.
Secret box.
Secret box. All right. I'm moving it back over. Do-do-do-do. Bloop-bloop-bloop. Ah, stuck over here. Give me a second. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah.
Blah 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 blah.
I'm trying to get it over here, but it's on the edge, you see, so it's hard to move things.
I'm on the edge.
Of glory. Anyway,
There's a helmet under the helmet.
as I'm gonna get rid of this token because this token doesn't have the states on it.
Oh,
As
neat.
Siphius looks to you, they bring their hands back. You hear a clicking sound as they take off their helmet. As they do, you see what appears to be a small head inside of the helmet.
It's bigger on the inside.
It's bigger on the inside.
They are a smaller person inside of a much bigger armor. As they look at
Perfect.
this, they go, "Thank you. I'll take that."
I knew that was coming.
Hibiki does not bat an eye at this. He hands over the cure potion.
They will take a drink of it. As they do, you find that they seem to push down onto their leg a little bit as they step around on it. They take a moment to test things out before giving a nod to you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And then turn away. As they're like, I want to keep looking at this archway now.
All right, and that is all of the dialogue options for Scythius right now.
Doug.
Come back later.
Doggo.
Taco.
Doug. Dog ears. Doug.
Ears.
Doug.
Doug.
Dougie.
Doug. Doug.
Dougie.
Ducky, ducky.
Woof woof.
Get right.
I'm not gonna lie, I was halfway expecting to just see Rock underneath that thing.
Just Doug.
Thank you for laughing.
I am sorry, Anthony. I revealed your boy's face before you could.
Doug.
We're-
Doggo.
I'm sure there was some kind of joke waiting under there.
Doug.
Yeah, I get it.
Woof woof.
Woof, woof.
What
Bow,
breed
wow.
is? What breed is? Honestly, don't know, but probably like a
Super
Doberman or
mutt.
something. I don't know.
You know what'd be really funny? He's just the mutt. Cherished. No distinct
mutt.
dog. He's just the super mutt.
Nah, they
Cherished.
look they look like they're kind of like a Doberman, so I'm gonna say they're a Doberman.
Hell yeah.
The Dober.
Yeah, look at that Doberman. And so it's Doggo. Doug.
It's like, so question. Y'all actually see that archway he's staring in, right? Y'all see that?
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, with that archway with the.
Apparently nobody else can. But him and us. Some
Hmm.
kind of magic thing. Shrouded.
Good
Well-
to see your potential growing more and more, Hibiki.
I kind of saw it mostly the whole time, so it's like I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, I did just get, more used to that magic, so shrug.
I mean, Hibiki, come on. If there's anyone whose magic you relate to, that one right there, I think that's a winner in terms of a ambition to go towards. Maybe I'll be scared of you and your attack range at some point.
You literally look like I could push you over right now, and I have twig arms.
Yes, but I'm not scared of it yet.
Maybe you should be. He says, coming over menacingly.
Damn.
Oh, that will be
Walker.
scary one day. Don't worry, I promise.
Punch them. Take out the final health they have.
Take her. Take her.
You're the boss that should have shown up.
You asked if I could throw a punch. No, I didn't.
He throws the punch. It does nothing. It does no damage. Because he is the Prisco of this
You actually hurt yourself.
I actually hurt my own arm.
Ike Master's like unable to tell if they girl, but Helmet made sound more like a man or is actually woman. They is dog.
They is dog.
They dog. Buck,
Their gender
bark,
is dog. Their
bark, bark.
pronouns are dog, bark.
Their
What's in your
pronouns.
pants?
Their pronouns
Justice.
are good.
No. Their pronouns are bow, wow.
You must say good followed by any pronoun, and they will be happy. Good
They
boy,
will
good
take
girl,
it.
good them,
Good them.
good,
Good
dog,
damn.
good dog,
Good dog.
doggo, good bingus,
Good bingus.
good
You
bingus,
dingus.
dog.
Ah.
But yeah.
Maybe you should be scared of me. Sorry, I just enjoy even keep doing that. I don't know why.
You guys, because you guys spent a little bit of time talking to Siphius, and then healing their things. You guys would know that Tor is currently back over talking with Neo currently.
Ah, there she is. Let's go talk to woman.
Yes.
Beautiful woman talks today. Let us go.
Weapon, please.
All I wanted. No, Sarah!
No.
Just on a fucking rope.
I
just
don't know
dragging
why
me
that
up.
happened.
They're all
You're
full.
We
doing
have fun
it, I
here.
believe. You guys
We did it,
approach.
we got
They seem to finish their talk with Neo before making their way over to you. Welcome back. I see you've been talking with the dog.
Yeah.
Now that's a dog I wouldn't want to mess with.
It is concerning, but they are helping out currently, so can't complain much.
What do you mean concerning?
They are hard to deal with.
No, fair enough.
If it were not for the fact that I would think I would be unsuccessful at any attempt, I would have honestly put them to trial long ago.
The trial?
We were just told about him by Neo and what he did. It makes sense that you would.
Long ago, there was a bit of an outbreak, or I guess outrage, from that one over there. Whenever it happened, the lower city and a lot of the people thereof got hurt. They seem to at least show some remorse, however. So currently they are not at any point in need of getting any justice, especially since they are helping out currently. But they have shown themselves to usually hide away whenever things like this aren't happening. They are a welcome addition to our forces here, though. Thankfully, with them, they are able to take some of this flame into that sword of theirs and go off and take out some of the Heartless around the lower city. That being said, I would be very weary around them.
That is true, I suppose. Luna kind of looks back to where they were, kind of has this look of, I kind of understand and feel sorry for them, but I won't say it out loud because I don't want to put politics in this talk right now. So anyway, about anarchy.
Was there an apparent reason why the rampage happened?
Oh, yes. Though you probably won't understand if I tell you. It gets rather difficult to explain to off-worlders, but they used to be one who worked underneath the king. Those who work under them, some of them have abilities that are gifted to them. Ones that allow them to gain power through emotion. That one there, they gained power through anger.
So much like gaining power from a wrathful god.
Exactly.
The passion is something
What's wrong, Granny?
Good.
Okay?
My granny has been clearing their throat a lot lately, doing like a little hacks all over. Kind of.
Minecraft villager noises.
At the moment, whenever they had their rampage, after they had done such a thing, they stopped working for the kingdom, which is a good point in my books. That being said, they were just replaced by another right after, so it's not like it did any good.
seems to me the weapon of wrath.
What's wrong?
Sorry. They're making little honks. I want to make sure they're okay, but they're just walking
I
back
have
and
a
forth.
cat. I'll comedically make a face, but I also have a pet too. I understand.
They're just walking back and forth honking. I'm just like, what are you doing?
Oh, honk honk.
They're very old. We've been having to watch them a lot closely, which is why I've been mentioning them a lot more in the streams. We've been having to watch them really close lately because they have been having seizures, and that sucks.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very, very, very old. But yes,
Yeah.
Continuing. Honk. Continuing.
It seems to me that Their wrath was a mighty weapon to wield, but not one that could be sheathed easily.
At least, unlike the others, it was predictable. When it comes to the rest of those who were given such power, it was harder to understand them. They gain power through different sorts of emotions and different sorts of avenues that make their allegiances less than ideal to understand. Those who are driven by anger, at least they are able to say what's on their mind and very easily show it. It's what made them very loyal, very trusted among the community. Until, again, what happened. Anyway, I had gone back and I had tried to find any that I could have. This is a prototype, but I believe that it could potentially work out, though I would worry of either backlash or destruction of the material being used for it. They hold out what appears to be, Hibiki, to your eyes, a gun.
Ah.
It's time.
Okay.
Hibiki, take your place in the
I see.
bloodline.
Finally,
I
the
see.
bingo sheet. Oh, wait, wrong game.
Hibiki gun in chat. Let's go, boy.
I see the greatest invention that
Gun?
I guess the greatest invention mankind and others have made, a gun.
Dude, can you imagine an air gunslinger? Dude, Ibiki, that sounds fucking awesome. Oh, wait, that's just Sigbar.
Oh my fucking
Do it
god.
Anyway, I like that playstyle.
As they hold out this gun, this pistol-looking object, as you look at it, Hibiki, it looks different than what you would normally associate with a pistol, but it definitely is a pistol. You look at the top of it, it looks as if it is a top-loaded cartridge-based thing. The cartridge that you actually have on you looks small enough to be able to fit inside of it. As they hand it off towards you, I don't think this is going to be extremely reliable. The ammunition for it is what I had already given you before, though perhaps it can be used in other ways. I don't really know. That being said, again, this is only a prototype.
All right.
The mechanics used to align our flamethrowers, as we have been using, is mostly larger than we can imagine. The smallest we've been able to get it to work with is the machinery in my arm. But normally you would need something on the same level as those suits to be able to use it. This is a prototype of it being the smallest we've got it so far. But like I said, it is very volatile. Very
It's very
prone to
impressive.
very prone to, well, destruction. Not anything around it itself.
I figured.
Hmm.
How many shots does it get to a cartridge?
One.
Gun with one bullet.
Like I
We're
said,
playing Lisa now.
Like I said, I'm not entirely sure how much use it's going to have for you, but you would still be able to fire off that cartridge I gave you. That being said, most likely it will split or break after that cartridge, so be wary with it. As you hold on to it, Hibiki, you do notice that as you are holding on to it, it does seem to somewhat give off a bit of a feeling in your hands. Upon holding it, you do feel that you could potentially cast magic through it, like a wand.
Oh my god.
Hang on a fucking second. I can cast magic out of this thing. He's just muttering at it. He's muttering as he's looking at it.
It looks like it could
What is
potentially
it?
be a catalyst for any sort of magic. You're not sure if you could at that point utilize anything else with it. Maybe if you learned some kind of sleight that would work with it, maybe you could use it for some things. Maybe channeling like small bits of magic through it. Who knows? But as of right now, you could use this potentially to help you cast your arrow spell, or for shooting that one cartridge that you have. I would give you more, but I doubt that it would be able to sustain after one shot. And we do need them ourselves.
Makes sense. I appreciate you handing off a prototype off to us.
After you release the power inside of that cartridge, try to recover it if you can. Sometimes they're destroyed, but other times they can be recovered and recharged with the magic here.
All right. Does it go flying when it's used?
Mostly it just shoots back out from the top once it has been discharged. The magic inside will act as a small burst of flame.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest there be nothing in your way that you don't want to hurt.
Understood.
And just in
Like with
case,
a real gun.
I know that you seem to understand what this is, they do step forward. But just in case, they point toward the barrel. This is where you want to point something at if you don't want them to live.
He has a feigned shocked expression on his face as he puts a hand to his
Surprise,
cheek in
Pikachu.
surprise.
Listen, you do not know how much I actually have to tell people this.
I can only imagine.
With people coming here from... They take a glance at Muna. More primitive worlds, it is difficult to mention too much technology to them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't have to use the word primitive, but I agree.
Well, the best way for me to understand... Muna, do you have crossbows in your world?
Yes.
Then you're fine. Some of them don't even have that.
That's... Huh.
What primitive people? I kid. In
No, get
character,
up.
No, in character I said that. I kid.
I know that we've seen some interesting people. Have dinosaurs shown up here?
Dinosaurs? What is that?
They're like dragons, but... I was going to say, but they can't fly, but you can't fly either.
You just
Think ancient.
Wait, have you
giant
told
creatures.
them yet, Gilgamesh?
I don't think I've confirmed anything.
Okay, then yeah, no,
he's never said
they
anything.
wouldn't say that to you
Yeah.
then. My bad.
Yeah.
I would say that a good way to put it is that they're like flightless dragons. That being said, I have heard that some dragons do not fly. They are very large creatures, lizard-like in some cases, though some do say that they once had feathers in some worlds. Massive jaws, teeth, incredibly strong, stronger than just about any other beast that has ever roamed the earth.
I would like to meet these creatures.
I have been
Well-
told that they are unanimously cool in every single world ever.
That is true.
It is one of the world's only universal truths that dinosaurs are cool.
Oh, that's good to know. We do love universal agreement on this one thing.
Yeah, they're just really freaking cool, though. You know.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely
do
the
not-
best.
I do not believe my world had these things.
No, they're absolutely amazing. Don't you even believe that? Yeah, come on, man.
Oh, when you look at one, Gilgamesh, you will know.
The more I think about it, I think they're like I can only think of one creature that's ever shown up that might fit that description from the world Gilgamesh is from.
All right, I need you
Setting these.
to roll me a d4 to determine what keyword this is going to have. I had to look and see on my keyword sheet to see exactly which ones it could be. So roll me a d4. Tell me what you get.
All right. I roll the
I'm
d4.
gonna BRB really quick. My ear is hurting a lot. I have to go
Okay.
check that out.
I'm sorry, your
Okay.
ear's hurting.
I got a 1.
Did you do it?
I said, I'm sorry, your ear is hurting.
And I'm saying that you do it. Why are you apologizing?
Because I like apologizing. I'm Southern.
Oh, okay.
We say sorry, but it's
understand.
more
Those are laws,
it
yeah.
more means I feel sorry for you, or I am sorry
I
for you,
understand.
not sorry for
I
doing
understand.
it.
Yeah.
You are going to get the aim keyword.
Hey, aim.
Yep,
Ooh.
which means that if you aim the attack before you attack with it, it is going to crit on a 19.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
Without it, breaking like the other one that has enhanced crit range.
Yes. But it already has like a break thing it might do? It might break on its own from being used?
It might break using that cartridge you have.
So if I just use magic with it, I'll be fine.
Maybe. Your magic also probably has a chance of breaking it, like every other object in this fucking game. But it is if you ever find some way to use it in a different way, potentially through some kind of sleight that may or may not work with it, that will allow you to get some shots in with it, maybe it will have less of a chance for it to break.
Hell yeah. Keep gun, baby. Let's go. I did not expect to get a gun today.
It is
At some point.
It is a magic pistol.
Magic pistol.
Magic pistol. I'm gonna change it to, I don't know, this color. There you go. Here's your magic pistol. Lamb.
And it uses...
Currently, I do not know.
You do not know what stat it uses yet. Okay.
Currently, I have not decided, because most likely it will use either insight or experience. But as far as using it for magic-y stuff, perhaps I'll go willpower or magic. I haven't decided between one of those four. Maybe it'll be a negotiation weapon, because when you point it at somebody, you're like, "Yeah, I don't want to do this, man!"
Hello.
Oh my god, yeah, we're actually doing the Lisa bit, where it's like, I have one bullet, I'm not afraid to use it.
Hi, I'm Hibiki. I've come to do some diplomacy. Here's
like
diplomacy.
It's like that fucking thing that you made, FOMO, for Savannah, with those like memes where like they're just like chilling and somebody walks up to them, they just point out a gun, shoot, and then just keep chilling.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's just Hibiki. Anyway, but yes, it is most likely going to be one of magic, experience, insight, willpower, negotiation. It is not going to be an agility weapon, because I cannot see it being. I understand that most range weapons kind of go into the quick draw, haha, and maybe some guns later, if you get them, might be agility based, but magic gun I don't think is going to be agility. But we will see.
Can you believe this, chat?
We will see. Who knows? I will tell you more next week whenever I make sure that the things you guys get, because you're gonna get another weapon today. I'll make sure that the weapons you guys get are balanced.
Yay!
That being said, as they hand it to you, I would say you choose amongst yourselves as to who would get this, but anybody else here know how to use this? That's what I thought.
I could learn, but yeah, I think it's a good decision.
My chain weapon is gonna break at some point soon too, so it's better to have at least a backup for it.
I don't know if you've ever used one of these back on your world, but it does require some training, despite what some tell me. You obviously can just pull the trigger and point in a direction, but if you actually want to do more than just pointing around willy-nilly, then I would get some understanding of the weapon if I were you. That being said as well, I doubt that just pointing and pulling the trigger will work on these Heartless, even if you did get a good headshot on them. Take care with them is all I'm saying.
Will do.
Though it is interesting to me. You compared it more to a crossbow, so it is not a form of magic, it's a science endeavor?
This one here we made through understanding of those weapons we had gotten from other worlds. We had wanted to be able to fire off these cartridges that we usually use to power our flamethrowers at a shorter capacity in order to allow for someone to not have to walk in with a bulky suit of armor and be able to walk about with it concealed. That being said, it has gone very low on the priority list since there's no reason to really stealthily conceal a weapon in front of those creatures. That being said, if it does end up getting better on things, or if you end up figuring more things out about it, then maybe we can make a stronger prototype of it later. That being said, that means that they were wanting to use this before the Heartless came in.
I heard rumbles from sources that science is going to lead to an apocalyptic point.
I wanted to conceal this. No reason. Looks over toward where the great tree is.
Could you imagine if you invented the Hiroshima bomb, but then the day after, the entire world became completely immune to nuclear annihilation?
Dang it.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Then again,
What am I gonna do with this?
And again, was it like one of the inventors, like, not the inventor, but the one that, like, hold on, I'm trying
Let's
to
not
get
worry about it. Let's keep playing game.
Are you thinking about
think-
Oppenheimer?
Dang it, when the founders would be like, oh, thank fuck.
Oh, a lot of the founders be like, oh, thank fuck. There was a lot of people that did not
Yeah.
like that thing when they made it.
They actually fired it the first time, like, oh
I
fuck.
would use names, but I'm
Even
so
if they, even
scared
when they
to
fire
get-
it the second time, they're like, did we have to do it twice? Anyway,
God damn
Jesus.
America.
as a lot of people have other opinions on it as well. I'm not gonna say any big things about it. We're not here about that. We're here with Kingdom Hearts. Anyway, they don't have a Hiroshima bomb here.
Yet.
Yet. Put it on
They've
put it on
dismantled my job.
put it on the airship.
Put it as potential future Hibiki skills.
I mean, they did have a Hiroshima bomb. It's called the Heartless.
Yeah. Also, they had, they technically did have that in a certain character we've seen's world.
Prescott, you
We're gonna
have a
we're gonna
gun.
call it 76 this
Hey,
year. We have to go
Prescott,
fix
have
some
you heard
nuclear
this?
punch codes.
Obscure thing called a nuclear bomb? I think I've heard of it.
Why?
I think I might have heard of it.
You start
I don't like
seeing
that
the bomb
you-
behind them and like the flashback.
I don't like that you know about them.
I
Or
don't
that you're
like that you
asking.
know about them. I really don't want anyone to know about them.
You see, Hibiki gained a magic called nuclear explosion, and we want to put it on some
Oh, is that
prank-
so? Points a gun to Hibiki.
I think I'll call it Zeta Flare.
Anyway,
Anyway,
weapon get.
Weapon get.
there's not much else we can do. At this point, if you would like, we can have you continue to use that truck there, at least for the time being. It'll be a lot easier to transport the body of that person if you have something to transport it in. However, once you have achieved that, I would say we would need to take it back unless you plan on buying it from us.
I mean, shit, how much?
For a couple of off-worlders right now, don't worry about it. We can talk about it later.
All right.
50 million. I'm playing.
So I need to be one. So it's a good thing that we're robbing the man that we're going to arrest.
Yeah, he has a lot of money. Maybe we can use that.
Hey, that's a lot of money.
I like the
money.
idea that you previously had that you were assuming that we're going to go in there and leave his treasury perfectly intact.
Hey,
we're like,
no.
we're going to kidnap him, but stealing, we'd never.
We'd never. Nah.
Hibiki and Gilgamesh look at each other. They nod in solidarity at what they were going to do.
I mean, here's the thing. Even if you don't steal the treasury, nobody technically knows where it's at. It's in a hidden room. So you could just be like, hey, Tor, here's the guy. By the way, you want to give us that truck and we'll tell you where his treasury is? Otherwise, you're not gonna know.
You'll never find out.
It's fun.
But yes, at this point, there isn't much left at this area. She turns and looks back toward the flame here. We haven't gotten a lot of progress going forward and as we would like. Mostly that dog has been bringing some people here to seek refuge. Most of the rest of us, as we go out and about, the only time that there is any danger is at night. The daytime, we hardly see a single wink of those bug creatures out there. That being said, there are whispers that there are still attacks in the daytime. Makes me wonder if there's any reason why they're not attacking a lot. But we will see whenever things go forward. At the moment, it seems like at least those who have survived this outbreak here in the city, at least most of them seem to be safe at this point. Though we can only assume for certain areas inside of the lower city. I'm going to send a bit of a scouting crew out tomorrow to see if they can find anyone. See if we can make some kind of a contact with some of the islands out to the south.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yes.
Let us know if you get in contact with the prison, I guess.
The prison?
Hmm.
Why would you want to contact that?
To find any, well, survivors, mostly.
There is a prison in the lower city. It has several floors both above and below ground. I would say that most of the ones below ground have been flooded at this point, though I can't be sure if that's the case. I would be weary of making my way in that direction, even if they have survived. That is where most of the scum of the lower city have kept themselves. That being said, I'm sure that there are more than a couple of them that have been falsely accused. Perhaps I will try to talk to them. Now that we don't have to worry about the authorities getting in our way.
Very true.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Tordalor.
Is there anything else before I make my way back? I'm still trying to get further into the underground at this point, so all of my spare time is going to that unless I have other things I need to do.
Well, I believe that'll be all from us, unless there's something else.
Okay.
Check this shit out. I learned how to ice.
Nothing that'd take another afternoon.
All right then.
No, Muna, please. My nipples are right where your hands are. Don't do that now, please.
They turn.
That was the point.
They go to make their way back over. As they do, they stop. They look back. Try to do your best to end this as quickly as possible. There are still many different targets out there we need to take care of. This one's just number one on the list.
Will do.
I have learned of several of those who have lived that need to be dealt with. And then step through the door.
Well, shall we head back?
I
Yes.
suppose so. I don't like the implication that there's somehow worse people than we've already uncovered, but I suppose.
I mean, he's number one on the list, so you can assume that there might not be worse people.
I like to imagine that she just put him at the top, and that her brother, the Lord, is second at this point.
I mean, they had already said earlier that to most people, they are number one on the list. If they were to not count their prejudices, then they would be number one on the list. But that does mean there are more people over them to them.
Here's the thing. Here's how her list works. Like, right now, after everything we said, she went from him being second place to him being first place along with the other. They're both number one.
We are number one.
We are number one.
Brazil.
Brazil.
You guys would take your way out. I'm going to assume you guys are going to head back to the library unless you have anything else you want to do on the way back.
Not right now.
Okay. As you guys would make your way back to the library, it seems like you are still being protected. Either that or people just aren't really going at you guys. You don't see a single Heartless on your way back.
Hell yeah.
As you get into the area, you will take note that some other people have made their way into here. And by some, I mean... Let me go and grab them. Let me go and get them real quick.
Get him at the
Woo.
people store.
And buy a woo people store. We did it.
People stole.
People store.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
Hard ordnance shall be up here. There we go. Perfect.
There we go.
Healing shall be right here and here.
You find that there are 2 familiar faces added to the area here.
2 familiar faces. Oh my god.
We love
Bleh, I'm trying to get them in here. They're not wanting to go. Get over here, you joik. There we go. You find as you step in, there is a new face over by where the stalls are, as well as over by where Macho is. There is a Booyah.
Hmm.
I'm gonna put
Oh
your
my god, we have to tell another person everything, or I guess Bacho's probably
Wow.
telling her.
I'm gonna put this in park mode.
Ramos telling her.
It has been parked, and by park mode I mean I've locked your car.
That's sick. Thank you.
By the way, you weren't here, Hibiki,
I heard
whenever
that
you
it
first got
automatically
here.
stopped.
Yeah, as soon as you went past the small walls here, the truck stopped and would not turn on until Tor said you guys could leave.
That is very
They
disconcerting.
break the truck.
They freaked the trucks.
The
And-
horse inside there is weeping.
The tiny horse inside the engine.
The engine.
The engine.
At this point, you guys are free to go about wherever you'd like.
Oh hey, it's her. We can ask her about the museum now.
The museum.
The
The
museum.
Muslim.
The museum.
Shall we go talk to her? Talk to Booyah? Split up? What are y'all feeling like doing on this fine day?
Oh, there's so many options. This is the nicest I ever heard you've been, Kimiki. Ever since you got that man's potions, it just changed your life.
I will say, you guys were wanting this to be a training day. So if you want to go and talk to her, you definitely can. Not sure how much training you're gonna get from her.
Yeah. She does not seem like the person that will be a training person. She is very much an aristocrat and cough cough probably on the list. Cough cough.
Quick, Muna, she can teach you to gaslight.
She sure wasn't allowed to leave before. Anyway.
Muna looks at them. I'm better than you.
I'll head over to Prescott and see what he can tell me about guns. I'm aware of them. I know how they work.
Bloody gum boy.
Hibiki's gonna make the way over to Prescott and the captain over here. Muna, you're gonna make your way over, I'm guessing, to sit with Rosa again, because bleh.
But sure wasn't who I expected to get training from. But it's fine.
Hi, Rosa.
Hello.
It's just,
How you holding up?
Wonderful, as always.
that must be nice.
That's good. I hope that's good.
What about Zarel and Gilgamesh? Where are you guys heading?
I'm cooking.
Cooking?
You're cooking.
Well, I'm personally in the business of shields and how to use them. And the one person I hear with a shield in their hand is Hilson. I will lead to my new master.
Elsa!
What's up, Hilson? I blame you.
Gilgamesh, what about you? You're gonna make your way over toward Booyah? Oh, Axe. Yes.
Axe and Smash card now, please.
We shall see. All right. Going around to each of you. Zarel, you make your way over to Hilson, who seems to be currently in talkies with Ragna. As you approach, Hilson looks over to you. Flamio. Right?
Oh, flame me out, Hilson.
Right.
Flame me out to you too, Ragna.
It's still odd. But Flamio.
It rolls to the toilets as if once you say it a couple of times.
I can see how it was slang in the old days.
Oh, the old days. I mean, I guess that would make sense. Someone told me there was something that was said around here, so I started adopting it. And apparently it's very old, but frankly, I think I like it.
To each their own. If it is how you choose to go about your time, I do not see anything wrong with it.
Well, that's very
Also-
considerate of you.
Also, thank you for allowing me refuge in this place. It is much more my style than the walled company that I had before.
Well, that is a good place for you to rest yourself, Ragnar. As for the reason I had come to you, Hilton, I mean, I suppose if the offer's still open as well, although I suppose you had mentioned your dojo, Ragnar, we've been recently, the four of us, trying to find different ways to strengthen ourselves, and I had noticed that you do seem to be using a shield, as do I.
Oh, well, I do have a shield. The shield that I had originally, I believe, was the one that I had handed over to you. Though I guess I handed it to Gilgamesh. But yes, I am somewhat versed in how to use a shield, though not in any sort of offensive matter.
Well, I've been personally very interested in learning to use my shield a little better, considering I do not exactly carry that much experience of, the time from it all.
Well, I could try to give whatever tips I can, though, to be honest, he motions over toward Ragna. I believe that I would have a lot of difficulty teaching anyone whenever such a great teacher is beside of us. Shield play is essential for some. I prefer the art of not getting hit, though I do think that it has its moments, especially when fighting against certain kinds of beasts out there who are able to hit in a wide area. That being said, you mentioned my dojo. I have been told that you guys have fixed the dam situation.
Indeed. It should no longer be in front of flooding any of the lower areas.
That's very good. That means that there is most likely an even better chance of my weaponry as well as the dojo itself being intact. I thank you very much. If you wish to learn more on how to be offensive with your skills or even lighter on your feet, I can aid you. Though, I do not know how much time you have.
I believe right now we only have the day unless we decide anything else, but I believe it's probably better to stay on the shorter estimate of the time.
The day? There's not much in the idea of learning too many combat maneuvers in a day, though, He looks you over. As he does, he steps forward. Could you do me a favor?
What may I do for you?
Can you look to me as if I am one of those heartless?
I am looking at him exactly as normal.
I am meaning, can you show me your stance you would take in order to fight me?
Oh, of course. I'll go ahead and put a more defensive stance.
You take out your shield. Is your shield still there? Is it still not broken?
It's kind of hanging by
a thread, yeah. As you bring out your shield, you step to him, you look at him. He looks about, he checks out mostly your footing as he's doing this. You are very locked in this position. It's good for wanting to defend yourself, I'm sure, but you're not going to be able to make much of a headway on your opponents like this. I can't teach you many combat maneuvers in a single day, though I do have many of them that would work with a shield, especially offensively. Though, if you would like something within a day, you can bring your friends over here and I can show you how better to keep yourselves at stance. Maybe it would allow you to dash around the field slightly faster.
That sounds very helpful, indeed. I'll make sure to inform the others as well, and I'll let you know post haste.
When it comes to offensive maneuvers, I would say putting your strength behind it, the weight of your muscles, before much of anything to allow yourself to push or potentially smash down your opponents with your shields. I could aid you in that as well. Basically saying, I can also teach you the smash skill.
I can teach you the dash skill, or I can teach you the smash skill.
Oh,
Dash or smash.
he's looking at you right now like I could fucking teach you a lot of things. I will let you guys know this man's, unlike a lot of teachers in this area, has most of the cards that I have. He can teach you guys
the
most
master of
texts.
skills.
Yes, he is. he really is.
Oh my god.
It's kind of his job.
That's what he does. He owns a dojo for fighting and shit. He can tell you how to wield most weapons. He can give you better ways to wield them. He can teach you different maneuvers that will help you in your movement and your dodgings and whatnots. He could also teach you some things of magic. Most importantly, he can teach you certain aspects of magic, such as the things you guys have locked on your magic skills.
It's like we just take like a week and learn all of our magic's different things from him, right?
I mean, you could. I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen to the world in a week, but you know, you can do whatever you want.
We're not on a timer, though. What do you mean?
I mean, you're not on a timer for things to flood. That's not going to mean that certain other events aren't going to happen.
Oh fuck!
Oh my god.
You guys
he's
get
gonna
back. You
have
guys get
sex
back
marriage.
up to. You guys get back up to the thing. It's just like, oh, you're here. I was wondering why you didn't attend the wedding.
The wedding. Oh fuck.
Oh, you didn't say you were having the wedding this soon. It was just pushed up by a couple of months, not a week.
Sucks. Anyway. So...
Yeah, sometimes your plans change when you're
I
like, you
can't-
know what? Maybe we're gonna get
No,
married.
it can't be that soon. He didn't invite Zarel to his wedding.
Sucks.
He
Anyway.
would have invited him.
No.
What do you mean?
I found a random priest on Fiverr willing to do the ceremony for $5.
And then I stole all of his blood after. Didn't have to pay him a cent.
I don't know. I feel like he is the
Troll life
Fiverr
hacks.
priest. I'm pretty sure Cocklecott is the Fiverr priest. You know, for himself. He just pays himself.
Perfect. As he looks about, when it comes to teaching these skills, it will be rough without my training methods from the dojo. Meaning he could teach you faster at the dojo. However, I do think that with the adequate space that is here, I could very well teach you just about anything you would need to know about different weapons.
Well, that's definitely very kind.
With the short amount of time we have left, I would say that focusing on your stances or smaller things like that would be the best way to go forward. Again, if you would like to gather your friends, I can show you.
I'd be happy to. Let me go. No.
All right.
Oh my god, I'm flying away.
Oh, there you go. You made,
God, no, that's what would
there
happen.
you are. Well,
Oh my god.
I did not realize you already knew how the glide skill. I guess I don't have nothing else to teach you.
Are you seeing this shit?
Before we go about this, I'm going to go to Hibiki.
Oh god. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I'll get back to Zarel.
That needs to be in slow motion and like do.
Hibiki, you make your way over toward where Prescott and the captain that has not told you his name is. I believe he said it to Zarel, but I'm not sure. As you make your way over to them.
Prescott? Captain?
You were Hibiki, right?
Yes. Sorry we haven't had a chance to speak.
No.
We've just been in and out.
It is me who's sorry. You were one who had protected me, and I have not said much to you. I apologize.
No big deal.
That being said, what's going on? You walk up here as if you have some kind of big purpose on you. I noticed the
I do.
I noticed the new adornation on you right there. He motions down toward the gun you have kind of sticking out of your pocket.
Yeah. I was
You need to get you a holster for that.
Is that a gun
I
in
do.
your pocket or just
and I was looking for
happens to-
pointers with it.
Pointers.
I've had guns are in my world, but I didn't really have much reason to use them until now.
Let me see it.
Sure, just be careful. It's a prototype, apparently.
You hand over the gun. You haven't put the cartridge in it, so there isn't much things on it. As he takes it, he looks to it. I was afraid of that.
Yeah.
Seems they're taking some of the technology from laser pistols in my world.
Laser pistols?
It's a long story. There is, well, I actually have one, though it's not, in the same... It's not the same. It's off at my place. I'll have to go and find it at some point, but it is a weapon that shoots energy out amongst it. The same kind of energy that in my world is a lot more abundant. We collect it in fuel cells. Though
And
this looks like it may have a... He looks at the top of it. Yeah, this is definitely something of a fuel cell loader right here.
Makes sense. They were using the tech and are trying to use it with the white flame that they found.
We have quite a lot of tech already associated here, but the things from Prescott's world in particular are extremely forward for the era he's from. My world is seemingly very advanced as far as their wartime tools. We really had a knack for killing each other. He says, just like with a look of disappointment down at the gun.
Well, at least for this one, it should be more often being used on the Heartless than most people.
If my fuel cells from my world can actually hurt those Heartless, that'll be great. I'll have to go and check my musket later and see. That being said, he holds the gun up and looks about it. There's no fuel cell for this one, so you most likely will not have much to do with that.
I have a couple of cartridges that work with it.
Cartridges.
He pulls out one of them because I now have technically 3 of them. The one, did she give me a third?
There was not one. There was not one in it.
There's not one in it. Okay, so I only have 2 of them. Got it.
Yeah. He looks it over. As he does, he seems to. Yep.
Looks just like it, I assume.
Not entirely, but it is similar enough. Looks like it only opens and sends forward. It seems more like it's a flame cartridge than anything. I'm guessing that's exactly what it is, just by the speak of it and by the feel of it.
Yep.
How they got it to work in here, I don't really understand. They must have ran out of fuel cells.
Probably. Apparently,
not a ton of things come from my world. As far as the fuel cells are concerned, I think I luckily have hoarded most of them that came from my place.
That's good. Maybe at some point we'll send out a team with you and go retrieve what we can from your place.
Maybe. He seems very about that for a moment as he looks to you.
At the very least, getting what you want out of it and making sure nobody else can find them and not have to use them ourselves. And that I know how you're feeling about them.
We seem to be from a somewhat similar world, Hibiki. And by that I mean technology seems to have at least gone as far as where it has. You knew what this was whenever you picked it up, right? My world, the things from it are dangerous. The animals, the technology, the people. When it comes to anything there, the worst part of it is the after effects. Nobody seemed to care what any of these things did to whatever around them, let alone what they did to their victims.
Ah, I see. It's like that.
The fuel cells themselves are mundane. They're not going to be that much of a problem on anything around them. Luckily enough, when they were made, they weren't clean, but they weren't dirty either. But I can only assume that a lot of them would be strange. Not to mention, depending on things that are in my stash, as well as things that could have made it to this world in other places that I haven't found, we could find much more dangerous things than fuel cells or laser pistols.
Like that monster you mentioned. And probably other nasty things.
I can only assume. I can only hope that it's just me and a couple of other people that came in and not any of the monsters. But I have suspicions that there's at least one of them around here, as I already mentioned to you. He puts the cartridge slot back down. Does not put the cartridge in it, but he puts the cartridge slot back down. He seems to spin it on his finger for a second. At least it has good weight ratio. I could help out with it, but I'm not the best shot myself. He looks over to the captain beside of him. I mostly use quick melee weapons. I'm not really that into range, but I have been trained to use a pistol, though not these in particular. I use more ballistics. And if they're similar, then he shrugs. He hands the pistol and the cartridge back over to you.
He'll take them back.
If you're looking for someone to train you with that, I would say probably find some other sort of gunslinger. Though I heard that there is a master of most weapons around this area that came in recently.
Probably. He looks over to Ragna as like probably the best bet.
As you look over to Ragna, you see Zarel running across the area, heading over toward Muna and Gilgamesh at top speed.
You see Zarel and Naruto running. He's like, guys, I know a master of most weapons is in the area right now.
I see.
I'm glad.
You might want to go
Zarel.
catch up to him.
I will. Thanks. I'm sorry to bother you.
No problem. We're almost done.
And Captain, your name?
Oh,
He
give me a
smiles.
second because I put that fucking away because it didn't seem like you were gonna ask a minute ago.
Yes, Deco, your fucking Kingdom Hearts is the one game that's like everyone is just so
I have it.
hush-hush about their fucking names.
I had it out, and then you said Captain as soon as you showed up to him. And I'm like, oh,
I
okay,
had
all right.
I had hoped he would by me saying, hey, we've not had a lot of time to talk and stuff,
his
like he would
name?
assume like, oh, maybe an introduction would be great. That's
And
what I
the
was
name-
leading in with.
And the name of this new teacher that taught them everything? Abraham
son of a
Lincoln.
bitch. So, he has one of two names. I'm not sure which one he already gave.
Abraham Lincoln and
No.
Feinstein.
I'm not sure which one he gave, but if he gave a different one, then that's super big funny. He looks to you, Marcel.
Is that the same one, Zarel?
That sounds about right. I don't know.
Oh, thank God. I mean nothing. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, Marcel.
He gives a nod.
And he's trying to go after the boy. Cause man, he sure thought that he would get training from Prescott, and man, I thought you'd be a crack shot.
I mostly just let other people do that kind of work. A settlement could really use your help.
I know a settlement could really use my help. I'm in
Marking it
one.
on our map.
I'll mark it on your map.
I am a
He
settlement.
just
that
puts
can
a
use
big
help.
circle on the entire city.
Oh, well, I guess you're right.
And again, he could teach you how to use your weapon. It's just he's a lot slower than the guy you guys have already asked to help you.
Yeah, it's fine. I got to learn more about Prescott's world. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's
Prescott
wonderful.
does not have any love for his world or
It's
anything that
fine.
came from his world.
At some point, we'll talk and be like, all right, so for sake of like understanding each other's world, did Y2K happen for you?
What?
Ah, I see.
Anyway, Gilgamesh.
Well, it's Y2K. It was It was the Russian war.
Gilgamesh.
Yeah, man.
You find, looking in front of you, there is a Boya as well as a Ramu that is standing, speaking with Macho. Looking at Boya, she does not have the grandest of smiles on her faces. She obviously was told about some of the things that have been going on. As you approach, Boya looks over. Hey, Gilgamesh.
You've heard.
I've heard a lot, yeah.
It's most certainly as accurate as it can possibly be.
It's concerning, but it does match up with what we knew before coming here.
You sensed that there was a creature in his home.
Well, not specifically in his home, no, but I had spoken to all of you before. Me and my master had came here around a month before the outbreak. We were trying to warn this place because we sensed that the Heartless were approaching this area. We didn't realize exactly to what extent, though.
Perhaps your senses were stronger than you thought.
Whenever I got to the planet, I didn't sense anything, but my master sure did.
Perhaps this keen sense of Heartless will be something that we can all learn to use at some point.
Apparently it comes with years of expertise, but I don't know. When it comes to my master, he is much more of a he's much more diligent on that kind of thing than anything, though in the strangest of ways. They do seem to give a bit of a chuckle. That being said, that armor that you guys were talking about, the ones that we saw inside of the cave as well, apparently that was already here whenever we were around. That's insane. To note that it was hiding underneath not only mine but my master's nose is terrifying.
Yes, well, perhaps the Heartless hold more tricks and secrets than even you and yours are aware of.
Well, I have an idea on that. I think it may have something to do with those emblems.
The emblem Heartless, the ones where floating, fragile-looking objects fly out of it.
Yes. They are not something that I've ever had any sort of interactions with. I can't say much for my master, but the only thing we knew of them before coming in is that they are Heartless that have somehow obtained hearts themselves. They are hard to figure out. There's not been a lot of research into them, as they're so scarce, but perhaps they are just harder to detect than the pure darkness that we usually have. It would explain why they go after those hearts. Perhaps they somehow balance out the darkness inside of them.
Such matters are, at this moment, merely philosophical.
Yeah.
Were my brothers here, they would have a field day with that.
You have to tell me more about your brothers sometime. You speak of them with a lot of praise.
Of course I did. The only two beings that I respect as equals.
You say that, and then another face pops into your mind, but you know. You're like, well, no, I was right. I said the right thing.
But there will be time to reminisce when we do what must be done.
Speaking of doing what must be done, as he steps out, you see him place in front of you what appears to be a common-looking woodcutter's axe. However, it does seem to be made from gummy block. As you look to it, the blade itself seems sharpened to a nice point. Where the gummy block would have been sharpened, you notice that there is a collage of color, as if almost like you're shaving down like a jawbreaker. Until the point itself is like a red or an orange hue. As he holds it out to you. I just got this done. It was rather simple to complete.
It seems perfectly suitable for our needs.
Normally, axe such as this is not something that I would suggest going into battle with, but when it comes to the material that it was used, obviously I believe that there can be some exception. I'm not very good at creating actual weapons, but I can definitely make things like this.
We will put this item to the test soon enough. Your work is appreciated.
I just hope that I can aid in any way that I can.
You have been doing so. For now, though, this will have to do until we can procure a better supply of weapons.
I will
Maybe.
try to have one or two of them on hand whenever they are needed. I know that you seem to be going through those.
So for only one weapon, and it lasted.
I was more
nearly
meaning
as
all
long
of
as
you.
Yes.
Not you in particular, of course, Gilgamesh. Though it does seem as if you are exceedingly strong. Anything could break under the weight of those muscles.
You should see me unrestricted.
It will be a sight to see one day.
You have no idea how correct you are.
Whenever that happens, perhaps I can make you something then too.
Perhaps, actually.
You have something in mind?
Your structures you build of this material, they are extremely strong.
Of gummy block, yes. It is so far some of the strongest materials we have the pleasure to use, though using regular materials such as mining equipment and things like that, it seems to go down rather quickly. However, using anything else, it seems to be resistant to explosions, bombs, natural disasters even. It is an extremely good building material.
What about armor?
It does seem that martial weapons seem to give a bit of a glance off of it. For some reason, a sword is less likely to split gummy block than a pickaxe would be, so it might make decently good armor. Though maybe a little restricting depending on who you get to make it.
Are you not one of the most skilled craftsmen of this world?
I am a humble woodcutter, carpenter, though I could learn, given time and the expertise of either a good book or some sort of master that would give me any sort of tutelage. If you can find any sort of books on crafting weapons or armor, you could hand them off to me. I am a quick study, I've been told.
This you will keep in mind. We did construct an entire dam.
It was decently easy. They had the construction notes on them as well, and we were able to talk with the guards who were about, who had the layout rather well scaffolded out. Did not take long at all. Which again, you guys would look at this as, no, it would most likely take regular builders a lot longer. You would imagine the Breath of the Wild thing where he would get down there and you would just see everything fade to black and just hear,
Man can't take a compliment for his hard work. His easy, quick, hard work. It took him like a couple hours.
Just fade to black, and then the freaking the working music or the working noises from Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom would happen. And then it's just done.
Your son is correct about one thing, Macho. You deserve more recognition than what you give yourself. There is humility, and then there's simply denying fact.
I like to live a humble life. There was a bit of a prideful streak in my youth that I try to get over. But perhaps that's a story for another time.
Perhaps.
As running up behind Zarel.
Ah!
Boom.
Gilgamesh! Gilgamesh! Oh, hello, Boya!
Oh, hi.
Hello, Macho!
Oh, hello.
Bravo.
This
They would have been mad if you didn't say anything. I will say that right now.
I would never.
Here we go. And now Hideki approaches.
Hibiki, you're here too!
I
is
am.
there there's something amiss. Are we under
I
attack?
had a... No, nothing of the sort. I had talked to Ragnar, you see. He'd offered some help with training us, if we'd be willing to listen.
I heard that a master of weapons was around.
That is him! He is the master of weapons!
I had assumed.
He told us.
Mm-mm. He sure told us.
I see.
I'm trying to get to a position where I can put Ramu behind Gilgamesh's head so Gilgamesh has Pikachu ears. There we go.
Tempting. Fucking alright.
Beautiful.
I was given a Pikachu Squishmallow and it's so soft. It is my Ramu.
Perfect. Amazing. So, a weapon master. I was going to actually ask if Booyah had any tricks up her sleeve that I could learn.
Oh, definitely. As I mentioned to you all before, I could teach you anything that I know, though it could take a little while.
We will start with something. We would start with something simple. Teach me how to summon a Keyblade.
So perhaps we should go and speak with this weapon master.
Indeed! Look,
Right.
we're all in the same ballpark.
I
Who
would
knows,
not
maybe
mind
he can
learning
teach
some
you.
skills myself.
Well, what
Sounds
are we
good to
waiting
me.
for? Du-du-du-du.
If all
Everyone-
beings are so insistent, then fine.
Away
As
you go.
you guys would make your way over. Since this man's is only working on stances and whatnot, I would say that stopping and grabbing Muna would not be out of the question.
Muna won't die. Let's go, baby.
As all of you guys would make your way over toward Ragna, I think that we will end things here. However, we're not going to end things right here. We will see that all of you, after we'll say like a good 5-10 minutes of collecting yourselves and getting in your stances, you would find that Ragna would be walking amongst each of you, looking them over, checking how you guys are standing from the front and from the back, noting that you guys are doing rather well. He would go to each of you. Hibiki, you have a wonderful stance. It seems as if you are quite used to some different types of sprinting and moving about.
That's true.
You will take very well to this training. You as well, Ramu.
Good job, Ramu.
He would make his way through to Gilgamesh. It looks as if, Gilgamesh, you are very reliant on your physical and natural strengths, that you have sort of neglected your more quick attributes. That being said, your stance is very powerful. It gives a lot to not only your own physique, but your own presence as well. It gives a hint of, well, I guess even those, if you were to use it inside of a fight, it would give a hint to those in front of you just how much power are behind your punches. That being said, your knees are getting locked up. Try to get yourself slightly lower, not even a centimeter or two. Just allow yourself to be able to move more freely. And go over to Muna. You look tired.
I
You're going to explode.
That was the look I was going for. I'm so glad.
No, it's fine. These are mostly just small exercises to help you move quicker. At this point, you are in a rather good low stance. You're more how do I put? Your more short stature allows you to more easily take into this. I believe that you would take on this training quite well. getting further beyond, I would say that you would need to
Not
give
the
more.
worst way it was worded, I'll give you that. Okay, fine, I'll do training after I stop magically dying.
Of course. This is mostly just to see how quickly we can get you before you all head out. Heads over to Zarel. You've already made the adjustments I told you to make. Good job.
Huh. I like to learn as quickly as I can, which is... I can learn.
This will give you a much more instinctual edge to move around. Your knees will be able to aid in more of your movements, and your muscles in your thighs will allow for a greater maneuverability, especially in battle. Great job. Your stance is literally perfect. I can't really say much else. Thanks, I train a lot.
What am I gonna do? what do I do?
It's like
I run marathons towards the entire town whenever
I spent most of my time training under a master. I see that. Why are you here? Anyway, as they go about this, they then have you guys move about, doing some side steps as well as very short sprinting. Muna, they mostly have you watch.
Poor
However,
Muna.
this is one of the cards you guys should have got first, but it is something I can give you guys now.
A new card.
It is
A
a
card
new
for
card.
us. A funny card for us.
A new card
The things
for
it
you.
can do.
With
A
things
brand
it
new
can
one?
do. A brand new one.
Things.
All right,
Whoa,
I'm
overall
getting rid of
things?
more things because you're out of here.
I'm kidding,
No,
no.
more things are getting out of it.
No!
You fool, you doomed us all.
I'm doomed.
One thing about this card
Doomed.
is that the flow of it, which is the first effect of it, is currently locked out.
Yeah.
As is the burst and the blitz. But you will have both the motion and the environment of this card rather well off and made immediately, which does it allows you to, instead of having an extra 3 movement on your dashes in your turn, you'll have a 4 instead, so you get 1 extra hex out of it. As well as in an environment, and for the environment thing, if you've taken no movement in a turn, you can give yourself 2 extra reactions that turn. Which is why the sidesteppies were good in this.
Oh
you
my
guys are gonna get the
God.
dash card.
The dash card.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking dash card.
Once this card has been fully unlocked, you guys are going to unlock some really cool passives from it, including the first ability, which will allow you to just have an extra 2 hexes onto your basic movement.
That is dangerous for all of us.
Which is why it's locked right now.
It's like I'm looking at this and I'm just like, wow. We sure have so many ways to abuse the speed.
Yeah, you do. I wonder why there's gonna be potentially more big maps like the one you guys fought the one thing in before.
Man, I can't believe we have to do a marathon to get to the bad guy.
It's like we're playing Fire Emblem.
As you
Bullshit.
guys look into this, he looks at you all. Good. You guys have moved rather well today. I say take things easy for the first day, but keep in mind your limitations when practicing on your own. Once my dojo comes more into play, we can maybe think about enhancing the stances you've learned today. That being said, I think for each of you it would be very beneficial for you to learn certain abilities that may come from your weapons here, or at least be better suited to them. Gilgamesh and Zarel, as well as Booya, though I believe you may have already known this. I think that I can teach you how to better put more strength into your weapons. As well as Hibiki, if you do plan on using that weapon that you have in your pocket there, first off, I suggest getting a holster. Second off,
I've been told.
Stop putting it in your pocket. It looks dangerous.
Second off, if it's anything like the weapons I've seen, perhaps learning how best to aim and shoot would be best for you. I'll keep it in mind whenever I make the itinerary for you.
Sounds good. I just can't fire this weapon's ammunition yet. It's a one and done deal.
Ammunition. He steps forward looking at it. I don't believe I understand.
Well, wait, what do you mean?
Well, he makes his way over, he looks to it. You see him take the weapon in his hands if you allow him to.
Yeah, he's not loaded any ammo into it, so yeah.
He then turns and holds the gun into the air, and then pulls the trigger, and a slight mote of some kind of red flame seems to come out and shoot into the air.
Whoa, what is
Were you
that?
just casting a magic, or was that something else?
Well, I was treating it as... Well, give me one moment. Muna, would you allow me to use this, please? He motions to your wand.
All right.
He takes the wand in his hand, holds up into the air, and does the same thing.
Ah, so you are just casting... Is that just... That didn't look like Muna's fire thing, right?
It did not look like a fire spell. You guys have seen the fire spell. It is a large burst of magic. It looked like a tiny little mote, like a bullet of magic.
So, like...
Whenever I can teach you how to use these things, I treated this like a wand, as I assumed that it seemed to feel like one. If you would allow me to, I could show you how to put small amounts of your own magic into your attacks, preparing a sort of shot of sorts. You would not need ammunition at that point, though it would most likely be volatile in anything you use it with. I have seen many pupils break a wand using this method.
So I would like to know this.
It would take me a while, unfortunately, and I don't know of how much time you have. He hands the wand back over to Muna and then hands the gun back over to you. It would take a few days without my dojo.
And with the dojo?
Well, depending on how much aptitude you have with the skill, I could say that I could probably teach it to you in less than a day.
What was that dojo again? In the city?
My dojo is very essential to my training, not only for martial uses, but for spiritual uses. It was built on ancient grounds that my family own, as well as the family that took us in whenever we came to this world. But that was far beyond my time. That was my grandfather's grandfather. That being said, we kept that land throughout everything, despite everyone wanting to buy it from underneath us. We were able to defend it with our lives. It is special, a spiritual hub among spiritual hubs. Honestly, the closest place to nature you could find in the entirety of the lower city.
Interesting.
If you would like to know anything about magic, as well as usage of such elemental properties like that, my dojo would be the best place to do so.
Which part of the city is it in? Is it in the lower city? Is it in the middle of the city? Like,
I have mentioned several times it is in the lower city, but currently, as I said, those creatures most likely are taking it. Because it is a spiritual hub, it garners a lot of attention. And unfortunately for me, no matter how much I work, I cannot destroy those creatures on my own. Whenever I was fighting them, trying to defend my place, I was only able to temporarily stop them as I grabbed certain things and fled.
I see.
Every time it seemed like I would take one down, two more would rise in its place. But if you ever take back that dojo for me, using those skills you all have, then I can very well make use of all of the techniques and amenities therein.
Man, Hibiki is just so tempted to be like, "Hey guys, how will we go tackle the dojo? 5-minute adventure. 5-minute adventure. Let's go. A day adventure. Let's go." We just don't know how much time we have for the Duke's bullshit.
I'm not against it, but also you have to remember that guy's gonna have sex very soon, and if we don't show up, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I know.
Man, I fucking... Okay.
You just had to put, like, the bomb right under the table for us, the audience, didn't you?
Man,
Every
Man,
second
dude.
his dick gets erect 1 inch. We need to move.
this is what it's like being on the other end when I was playing Magnus.
Evil Magnus!
Again?
It
Again!
can't be... I guess it could be like Bizarro Magnus because this guy has no fucking charm at all.
That's true.
Into the Magnus burst.
It is up to you where you guys want to go, obviously. However, you do know that even though you guys have the area mapped out, you still don't know where that glyph is in this place.
Mm-hmm.
So finding that will most likely be a priority, and because apparently upon destroying it, they won't even know it's gone unless they find it themselves.
Yeah, which is
So you
great
could
news
then
to know.
potentially destroy it, leave, and then come back with more people if you wanted to.
Sounds like great. That sounds like a good plan. We go through the house. We find out if there are any more tunnels that lead out from from other places in the building. It'll be great. The guys, we'll just spend a couple days going back and forth from this mansion as we map it out, figure out where places are, set things up in advance. Man, it'll just be a great time as
Plant a bomb in his bed.
we try to be like, man, we really want to beat the fuck out of this guy. We want to beat the fuck out of him so bad, but we can't let him escape. You have to understand his fucking house more.
I can't make that joke. It's not gonna make sense. I'll tell it to you after Game Emerald.
So,
As you guys were told these things, he does look all of you over. You were saying so, Gilgamesh?
no, I was just saying, so, what?
Yeah. That being said, if there's ever any time you want to learn anything besides of that, I could, again, help you with anything that you know. I have been told that I'm a master of certain magics as well as skills about there. So give me a day or so and I could potentially help you unlock certain other feats that maybe you don't know you can do with them. For the rest of the day, however, I would suggest resting, maybe practicing your movements and your steps, and if you're still free tomorrow, let me know. If you're planning on going and doing what you plan to go off and do off to the north, then I would suggest doing that now as well. I don't know much, but I was able to hear a couple of things through motions over toward Damacho, the rather loud display all of you had over in the section over there.
Yeah, we weren't really keeping that much of a
Sorry,
secret.
the noise.
For what reason would we have?
If it makes you feel any better, I wasn't trying to eavesdrop. However, once Zarel started running past me screaming for Rosa, I had to pay attention after that.
Makes sense.
To be fair, we needed her.
Oh, I understand completely. It seems fucked.
Yeah.
Sounds fucked, dude.
Anyway,
He will be made to punish in time.
if there's any way that I can help in the punishment of this man, let me know. Though I have heard that apparently I cannot use any sort of skill to sneak in and do anything. If you somehow are able to get around that, or stealth no longer becomes necessary, let me know and I will do what I can.
Of course. Thank you very much, Ragna.
He gives you all a small bow, and then he makes his way away. As he does, you guys are left here to practice your things. Muna, you watch.
I'm great at
Muna absorbs it through osmosis. It's fine. She's had to do a lot of moving in her life.
You guys
So she gets...
notice that through your training with Ragna, most of the day has passed. You guys learning how better to utilize your stances and your bodies did take a little bit of time. The sun currently is in its afternoon/evening state. As you guys look off, getting ready to most likely head off to sleepy by time, I think this is a good time for us to end. Huzzah. You did it. You learned dash.
I learned to watch my
You guys were supposed to
friends
learn
more.
this before roll.
Wow! We did it!
Well, we
Also, oh my
love
God,
taking
crap.
things in backward movement.
Krabosia sent us an amazing thing.
Oh, well.
An object.
An object of great power.
Jack.
All I see is moist. Oh, okay, I see it.
Yeah. I don't know if he colored it or not.
Oh wait.
It's at least black and it's at least all gray for me.
I just like that sentence. All I see is moist.
Moist.
That's all I saw, man. I don't know what to tell you. We'll see if I can get that in before we head off. But yeah, you guys have seen all that good junk, all that good stuff going down. How you guys feeling after today? It's not like a humongous lore day, but you did learn some lore stuff today. Not as much as last time, but we can't hold that as the
revealed to us the plot. You just last session was just the unlock of the fucking Arc 1 plot. That's what it was. So like, yeah.
My God.
So
what the fuck? Hugo, what the fuck have you done to us
What do you
with
mean,
this game? What the fuck? What the fuck, man?
Now I can.
And now we're going to YouTube next week. Fuck.
Yeah, we're gonna try our best at the YouTubes next week. We'll see how things go about then.
The training arc will be in YouTube, and then when we return to
Look at that axe.
It's a beautiful axe.
It's great. It's a wonderful little axe. It's technically, this is more of a battle axe than I was expecting the axe would be. Because the axe is literally in this case like a wood cutting axe that he gave you.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's neato. Maybe he put more effort into it, made it more battle-y looking.
What's up,
I've
Fomo?
seen a battle axe. Oh yeah. I was gonna say it after game. This is after game. You were saying, how are we gonna go through this? Do you remember that time in Lindo's game where a character strapped a cock ring to your dick that made you loud? I'm just saying.
Oh my God,
We need to
Nier.
return to Monkey. We can get
why
there. We just
did
need
you
to-
have to put on a cock ring?
I did not put on a cock ring. I put on a ring that I would explode if I had sex with any other person than the one that put it on.
You're not
There you
helping. You're
go.
not helping yourself.
So
It was
Wasn't
forced onto me.
Wasn't that the plot of JoJo Part 2?
shut the fuck up, Will.
No.
You
I'm gonna
get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna put this image on it.
We did actually TPK because of it, but it wasn't the cock ring.
It
itself.
wasn't.
There we go. It's
The ring had
perfect.
nothing to do with the
What the
TPK.
fuck?
There we
What the
go.
fuck is this?
Because of the
Oh,
cock
it's
ring.
just Daisy. Okay.
What are you talking
Oh my
about?
God.
Huh?
Oh my God, Deco, the Daisy axe.
Okay.
We didn't have
Oh,
an
there's a new
image to put
thing.
on it. I put an image on it. What?
Well, Cribbo's doing another thing, and look at the fucking thing.
Oh, no.
No. It's fine. No.
Anyway,
My God.
All right, let me get the
let me
zip.
get back to let's focus on what's important. So back to that cock ring.
You're right. We were actually had a chance with TPK because of it, so I'm just saying we could do it again.
It wasn't the ring. My character TPK at the party, but it wasn't because of the fucking ring.
But it could have been.
was-
the
He
ring.
did explode, so it doesn't help.
Was it good for him too?
The sex before the ring, yeah.
I meant the exploding to death.
No,
No,
A
it wasn't
TPK and killed-
great.
Oh
I killed-
Jesus!
I killed the campaign literally by exploding to death because I died.
Oh, I think I fucked it.
Yeah,
I-
it's,
I can't even touch
I'm
it.
sure
now.
you did fine, Emma. It sounds like a fun time.
I don't think you
No.
understand. Anthony, we were in a place that was basically a living landmine for the entire island, and Emerald's character was a robot and exploded over it, which set up a chain reaction would literally remove the campaign from existence.
That sounds like a Yokotaro game.
I was
Oh, it's the
a
collider
near
that's
android.
doing it.
So my black box blew up. The other black box is in the volcano, and across the entire like multiple island chain that this campaign was set on. And that
Wonder-
was his original purpose apparently to go do that, but he didn't
Did it.
remember it.
It's
Oh, there
like
we
a
go.
guitar game.
There we go.
So that was it. So that was probably like ending C. When's it gonna start up to the next ending?
I did
There's
it.
color.
We didn't get to this.
Yay!
Where
I
is
did it.
Yay, he did that. Look at that.
Okay.
His axe.
Actually, it's kind of cool.
Where I look.
I'd kill somebody with that.
Yeah. It's a party in the USSR.
Where I look.
It's over here. It's over here at the
Okay.
Gilgamesh.
All right.
It's a good axe. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yo. It's cool. I like.
Really does look like something made out of gummy.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Just
I can't wait
imagine.
to
Just imagine the blade of this is more of a sharpened edge, and there you go. You're going.
Man, I'm gonna kill like 5 heartless with this. It's gonna be great.
I'm gonna kill like 5 heartless, and it's gonna explode. Let's go.
Yeah. Watch when gummy crits. It just like fucking quad crits somebody
It's
on
just
final
football.
strike.
Gummy crits. It acts like the fucking pogo axe from Homestuck and just bounces back and forth.
Fucking endless damage. If I crit on the final swing of a gummy weapon, it just does like a times 16 fucking Skyrim sneak attack.
If it crits, you roll again to confirm, and by confirm I mean not 3.5 confirm. You confirm to
Like
see if you hit
confirm.
again.
And then you confirm
And
it.
it just
And we'll
bounces
see if
back
you
and
confirm
forth
again.
and back and forth and back and forth if you crit
It
again.
has the vorpal property, so it keeps taking off limbs as well.
Now I am the storm that is approaching.
Gummy crits and it just explodes into tiny cubes. It explodes it explodes into tiny axes that just shower over the enemy.
Just a bunch of time. You heard of Cloud of Daggers? How about Cloud of Axes?
Cloud of axes. They breathe it in accidentally.
Oh god.
Hold on, I'm just gonna
Thank you for game, Tico. It was fun.
Yeah.
unlock it and bring it over here.
We talked to Tordlor, which I didn't think we were going to do immediately. We talked to fucking Scythius, and I didn't think we would talk to him today either. We talked to people I didn't think we'd talk to today, and that's great. Hell yeah.
There you go. Now it's in your inventory.
Woo!
Now it's taking up
Is it-
3 slots.
Oh, neat. Anyway,
Perfect. Look at him
There we
moving it
go.
around.
there we go. That makes sense.
That makes sense. It's perfect.
Anyway,
You can't put
There we
you
go.
can't put 2 of the same thing on it.
well, they're not the same because
They're
now
both-
one is
they're
facing the
both-
wrong way.
They're both weapon things. You can't put 2 weapon things on it.
I think that's incorrect.
That's fine. You just put your dueling onto your ring.
Why the fuck would I put dueling on the ring?
Because dueling gives you a plus to your attacks whenever you don't have when you have a free hand, and you with your ring you could have a free hand. Yeah.
What's this Morrowind shit you're letting me do? Like, you know what you're doing, right? Like you're cognizant of your actions, right?
I mean, you'd have to have a free hand, so you wouldn't have the axe in your other hand.
This is wait, did he hand me a great axe or a wood cutting axe?
It's I mean, either way, it's still a one. Either way, even if you held it in one hand, you couldn't have a free hand in your other with having the ring. So it's not free at that point. It's a different thing. Dummy.
Wait, how
You have a
How does
thing.
having-
You're holding a thing, so it's not free.
how is wearing a ring holding a ring?
So like you're using the ring, we'll say, right?
Yeah.
You're using the ring to do an attack. You're probably
Yeah.
not holding the ring, and you're probably not holding the weapon in the ring hand. Otherwise, you might explode it with your magic.
Yeah.
So you have it in the other hand,
Yeah.
which means your other hand that's holding the axe is in a free hand.
So I need to put my weapon away to cast a spell.
No, you don't. Just to get the dueling
With-
property, you do. Because the dueling property requires you having a free hand.
So I can't wear a ring if I want the dueling property.
You can't wear a ring and get the same benefits out of it. No. So, for example, if you wore the ring on the hand that you're using the axe with, I would say at that point you would have a free hand. But in order to not have you game the system like you're just saying you're doing, then I'm not going to allow that because it's technically another weapon. Just put the axe down when you want to use the thing.
No, I'm just trying to make sense of this. It's all.
So to cast a spell, you would point your hand toward where you're attacking, right?
Yeah.
What's gonna happen if you're using a destructive spell, holding a weapon in said hand, pointing off in that direction?
Like with the sword, it might break it.
Yeah. So you're not gonna use the ring in the same hand you would have an axe, right?
Yeah.
Which means that if you're still holding the axe in your other hand, where the fuck is your free hand? Because one hand is a ring and the other hand is an axe.
I think the confusion here, I think that Anthony's kind of at, it's less about the ring and more about the casting of the magic.
It's more. I'm just trying to. I think I get it now. It's because of the catalyst is in my hand.
Yeah, you don't have another free hand other than the one you're using to cast the thing on. You need another free hand to get dueling. Yeah.
Okay.
Remember, you also don't have to hold on to this. You could hand this off to somebody else if you're planning on going into using dual weapons or two-handed weapons.
I just wasn't ready for the ring to be considered a fucking like weapon like that. I thought it was an accessory.
Nah, this thing is you've cast spells out of it. This is a weapon. A ring is I have it on over here on the list. That a ring is one of the things you could have gotten from the beginning of the game, if you remember.
Was it?
Yeah, that was one of the thingies that you could have gotten. Also, by the way, I don't know what happened back here, but my keywords and my weapons thingy, I guess, fused or some shit, and now I don't have either of them back here. Oh, they flipped over. Okay, good. They're fine. But yes,
okay.
No, well, they become the same thing. I'll need to steal this from the other save we have of the thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
whenever you were first picking your weapons, ring was a weapon you could have picked.
All right. So it's like Morrowind. That's what it is. It's like Morrowind, where you have to actually, because you need to like not have. You couldn't do the thing, and your hands had to be empty of things to use the ring to use magic.
Yeah. I'm not saying that there's not going to be some ring accessories, but they'll also be treated as weapons. Like they might still have like, oh, wearing this ring will give you a fucking plus to your fucking whatever. It's still like, nice to have like a ring. But think of these rings more as, in a magic sense, since you are a wizard, a catalyst. So you're holding a catalyst in your hand.
It's Dark Souls. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Gilgamesh mentioned the Ring of Power.
You're Elden Ringing or Dark Souling with one hand, so the other hand has to be free for the dueling property. But you don't have to have it for anything else. Obviously, if you have like a ring and an axe, I'm not gonna blink twice unless you have the dueling property on it.
Right. So the thing that I was having trouble with was, again, you had to have a free hand. I'm like, but my hand is empty. I'm wearing a ring. I don't have an item in my hand.
I would say that if you were to have dueling on your axe, I would probably give it to you, but not on the ring. So my best thing to go would be like doing like this. Yeah.
Switch it around.
Yeah. Because if you're not using the ring, I can't very well say you don't have an empty hand, right?
Yeah.
But if you're using the ring, then you need to have an empty hand on your other hand.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it. So, all right. So +1 might be better for magic for just Geo anyway.
Yeah. There you go.
But wait, when it comes to +1s for that, for like enchantment, what does that even does that even do anything?
Yeah, because whenever you are, well, for enchantment, no, but whenever you're attacking with magic, you still have to roll to hitting.
Does it? Oh, okay, so it applies to status effect and just attacking them.
No, for status, you just fucking do it. They have to roll against that. But for attacking with Geo, you still need to roll the attack, which is where the +1 would come in.
Gotcha. Okay,
if this was a different thing, like if this was not the weapon version of this, then you may get a +1 to like saves and stuff later on.
Okay.
But
all
currently
right, so
your save right now currently would be with your 1 in either magic or experience, it would be a 13, I believe, is your current save.
Okay. All right, so now it's all everything's piecing together now. I mean, it's all making sense.
Oh no, it's DC 10 plus magic or willpower. So right now your save is an 11 for your statuses.
That's okay. I don't need to poison them. I just need to bludgeon them with a fucking rock. It's fine.
Yeah. Also, just like with Muna has a fire wand. If you get like a Geo ring, for example, which may or may not be why this thing is a fucking a gem, by the way. But if you get a Geo ring, then potentially there could be some uses with magics of the same that work with things like that. Cool. So let's say you had like a Geo axe, then like in your casting through your axe, maybe you get like a bonus for it also being Geo.
I can't wait to find the ring where I cast resistance. I just get it for like 5 turns.
That'd be neat. That'd be super fucking good.
Who needs shell or reflect? I just do half damage on everything.
You're just like, yeah, I'm gonna cast resistance on me. Oh, good job. We'll just wait to use our bid things till next turn. You don't understand.
Yeah.
You're not getting a next turn.
Sorry, there will not be a next turn. This is where it ends.
And even if there is, I get a +2 onto my turns for resistance.
If you did have a next turn, it wouldn't change.
Do you know
anything.
how long rounds last? Fuck you.
Do you understand? I have dash now. You're fun.
But yes, as far as this axe is concerned, despite what it looks like a battle axe, but it would be a one-handed axe.
Okay, that's what I was thinking it was.
You could two-hand it, but again, you then get rid of the dueling property.
Yeah. Okay, so this all makes sense now in my brain.
Yeah.
Also, just action one hand, resistance in the other. I wish to kill now.
Hey, Diego, since we're asking things about fun stuff that we got today.
What's that?
When it comes to the dashes environment of giving yourself 2 reactions for no movement, then that's for all movement. So to say that we got our funny 12 movement again, I could not move at all.
Nope, you cannot move at all. If you take a turn without doing movement, you get the +2 reactions. But that's no movement, not extra movement, not base movement, not nothing.
Fucking Zarel has even more reason to stand still and wait for things.
It's true.
Oh my god, you've just made Zarel infinitely more powerful with this.
Well, that's essentially what this was, what the basic thing was made for. I wanted a bunch of the basic spells and basic abilities to be universally used by all of you. So this giving +2 reactions would mean that, I'm gonna defend the fuck out of people, because that's fun. Or, if I try to swing at you, you're like fucking trying to dodge with me. But if I wait till your turn and wait for you to move, I can just get some reaction attacks on you and everything else around me. Fuck yeah, let's do that.
Hell yeah. And it's only 1 stamina? 1 green stamina for it?
Nope, that's just a passive thing.
Oh.
If you do no movement, you get +2 reactions.
Neat.
Hello.
Passive.
Because it doesn't say it costs an action or anything like that. That's just a thing. Motion requires one green because you're doing an extra movement action. Yeah.
Oh,
so essentially, your dashes have now gone to instead of it being half your movement, your dashes are a 4 hex if you use the dash here. That does mean, however, once you get a better movement, this is going to be less usable. It's going to be less impactful. But you can assume that this means that anytime you do a extra movement action, unless you have some kind of debilitating thing happening to you, you're gonna, at the very least, get an extra 4 hex movement.
New slight, arrow, roll, dash, zoom in
Remember
with flight.
that your slights are going to start off as 2 things, not 3.
It's whatever. It's still fine. I'd have 2 of them. One for arrow dash and one for arrow roll.
Speaking of which, whenever you guys leave this area, you may have an interesting chat with somebody on your way out with things like that. But don't worry about that. I said don't worry about it, Emerald. Emerald, calm down.
Worrying. I'm not. I'm calm. I'm good. Also, I'm sorry again that I've been like in and out today. That was not what I planned to do.
No, you're
I
fine.
guess I still had some sickness from the day before on my birthday.
I hate
lingering.
that whenever I like reverse time, that these things fuck up.
I just looked at your
fuck up.
screen. Only Strike fucked up for me. Like I can see like on the screen like
It
the
only
other two are.
happens whenever I have to reverse time. Sometimes when we come into game, it's weird, but most of the time it only happens whenever I reverse time because they don't load in properly.
How could they not load in properly? Don't they know that they're needed to be
Does
loaded
Ramu
properly?
have the dash card? Ramu, nothing the dash card gives does anything for Ramu.
Ramu is just the speed demon.
All of Ramu's abilities can be used as reaction abilities as well. So like getting the extra reactions mean nothing because they would require the use of the D4s anyway. And they already can movement dash much faster than what the 4 would give them. So they got nothing from that except they did like little cute calisthenics in the background. that was visual for the audience. The little Pikachu calisthenics.
I miss Pokemon calisthenics. I miss them so much. My child. My friend.
Perhaps if they train more with people, there will be difference. Perhaps you guys will teach Ramu how to use the blade.
Would Ramu have it in Ramu's mouth, or would Ramu use hands?
I think both. I think you give them
Both.
3 blades.
Ramu Zoro.
I think you give them 3 knives and let them go at it.
They learn Thunder Fang.
Imagine that as a quick attack. Quick attack, 3 blades.
My
They then
God.
get on the other side of it, slide, and then just wait for their opponent behind them to just fall over. Good times.
They fall over, and then the thunder hits them.
But yes, we're going to end things here. Hope everybody had a good time with us today. And next week, we will be coming to you from the YouTube. So if you, I believe we have it linked in the thing below here. I could be wrong about that. Let me go and check.
It is
really
linked
quick.
down there, but I could also throw the link to the chat.
You could do that. It is linked below on the thing here. If you guys aren't subbed over there, we will also put it onto the Discord whenever it happens. We will remind people beforehand as well, a day or so ahead of time. But yeah, if you guys want to catch next week's, be sure to go over there. I'm hearing myself because I went to my own thing, and that really I'm so annoying, and I don't like me. But we will try things out over there. We'll see how things go. And again, it'll most likely be for around a month or so. If things don't end up working out, we'll come back to Twitch. If they do end up working out, we'll just keep it over there. Who knows? We'll see. Hope everybody had a good time. Until next time, guys. Like always, later days.
Later, y'all. Mwah.